The blood bag is the wrong color. Alani notices it the second Dr. Cho sets it on the tray. O negative doesn't look like that, not with that dark separation at the bottom, not with that oily sheen catching the surgical lights. Her stomach drops. She's seen hemolytic agents before. In forensic textbooks, in case studies about accidental deaths that were anything but accidents. This bag will kill him. Kyung-Soo, the man every syndicate in Seoul either fears or pays tribute to, is scrolling through his phone 3 feet away, completely unaware that in 90 seconds his brain will start hemorrhaging from the inside. Dr. Cho is watching her, smiling, waiting for her to hang the bag, waiting for her to become a murderer. Alani's hand moves before her brain catches up. She stumbles, knocks the entire tray off the cart. Metal explodes across marble. Glass shatters. The poison bag hits the floor. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Alani has less than 5 seconds to swap a death sentence for a cure right under a killer's nose. If you're rooting for her to pull this off, hit that like button right now so the algorithm pushes this story to more people. And if you want to see how this mafia war ends, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Back to the floor, where everything is about to go wrong. Dr. Cho lunges forward, but Alani is already on her knees, hands moving through the chaos like a magician palming cards, her body blocking his view. The poisoned bag disappears into her scrubs. The clean one, her emergency stash, the one she's been hiding for 3 months because she knew this day would come, slides into her palm. She stands, face flushed with fake panic, holding the replacement. I'll get a fresh setup immediately. Use that one, Dr. Cho snaps. Doctor, it fell. Protocol requires... I said use it. Kyung-Soo finally looks up. His eyes are black, empty, the kind of eyes that have watched men beg and felt nothing. Is there a problem? No problem, Mr. An, Dr. Cho says smoothly. Just a clumsy mistake. Alani hangs the clean bag. Her hands don't shake. They can't. Not now. The IV connects. Blood flows into Kyung-Soo's veins. His heart rate stays steady on the monitor. 62 beats per minute. Perfect. Alive. Dr. Cho's jaw tightens. He leaves the suite without another word. Alani watches him walk into the observation room through the one-way glass. Watches him stare at the monitor, waiting for alarms that will never sound. She has maybe 10 minutes before he realizes what she's done. 10 minutes to decide if she's going to walk away and pretend this never happened, or if she's going to finish what she started. She pulls the poisoned bag from her pocket, extracts the hemolytic agent with a syringe. Then she walks to the observation room's mini fridge, the one with Dr. Cho's afternoon vitamin drip. She injects the poison into his IV bag, puts everything back exactly as it was, and returns to Kyung-Soo's side. He's still scrolling, still bored, still breathing. She leans close, so close she can smell gunpowder on his collar, and whispers, "Don't react. Your brother is the one who handed him the bag." Kyung-Soo's thumb stops moving. His eyes lift to hers. And in that moment, Alani realizes 3 things. 1. She just saved the most dangerous man in Korea. 2. She just murdered a doctor in cold blood. 3. There's no going back. Somewhere down the hall, an alarm starts screaming. Alani has been a nurse for 8 years, long enough to know the difference between a patient who's dying and a patient who's been chosen to die. Kyung-Soo is the latter. She realized it the moment she saw his name on today's assignment sheet. Not his real name. The chart says, Mr. An, private client, routine transfusion. But she knows who he is. Everyone in Seoul's underground medical network knows who he is. Kyung-Soo doesn't do routine. Men like him don't walk into clinics for minor injuries. They have personal physicians, private surgical teams, medical staff who disappear if they talk. But here he is, Suite 7, scheduled for a blood transfusion after what the chart calls a training accident. Alani doesn't believe in accidents, not in this clinic. The Hanam Private Medical Center looks like a luxury hotel. Marble everywhere, gold fixtures, original art on the walls. The kind of place where billionaires recover from exhaustion and warlords get bullets removed without paperwork. She's been embedded here for 9 months. 9 months of playing the perfect nurse. Smile, nod. Don't ask questions. Don't notice the patients who check in but never check out. 9 months of skimming financial records, tracing wire transfers, building a case against an organ trafficking network that spans 6 countries. She came here hunting evidence. She didn't expect to find Kyung-Soo, and she definitely didn't expect to save him. Suite 7 smells like expensive cologne and old violence. Kyung-Soo is sitting in the medical recliner. Tailored shirt unbuttoned at the collar, phone in one hand. He doesn't look up when she enters. Doesn't acknowledge her existence. That's fine. Alani is used to being invisible. Invisible is how you survive in places like this. "Good afternoon, Mr. An," she says, using the alias. "I'm Alani. I'll be handling your transfusion today." He grunts, eyes still on his phone. She preps the IV site. His veins are perfect. No scars, no track marks. This man's body is a temple that's never been violated by anything as common as addiction. Just violence. Controlled. Precise. She can see the edge of a tattoo peeking out from under his sleeve. Black ink. Geometric patterns. The kind that means something to people who speak in blood oaths and territory maps. "This won't hurt," she says. "It never does." His voice is quieter than she expected. Calm. Like a man who's made peace with pain a long time ago. She's cleaning the injection site when Dr. Cho enters, head of the medical center. 50-something, silver hair slicked back, moves like a man who's never been questioned about anything in his life. He's carrying the blood bag himself. That's unusual. Transfusion bags are handled by lab techs, verified by nurses. Chain of custody matters in a place like this, where one wrong bag can mean a lawsuit or a body. But Dr. Cho is hand-delivering this one. Alani's instincts start screaming. "Everything ready?" Dr. Cho asks. "Yes, doctor." He sets the bag on the metal tray beside her, smiles at Kyung-Soo. "This won't take long, Mr. An. You'll be feeling much better soon." Kyung-Soo nods, bored. Alani reaches for the bag. Her fingers brush the cold plastic, and she sees it, the tint. O negative is supposed to be dark, rich, like wine. This bag is darker, too dark. And there's a separation at the bottom, faint, almost invisible, like oil floating on water. Her breath catches in her throat. She's seen this before. Once. 3 years ago during a forensic medicine lecture at Johns Hopkins, a case study about a nurse who murdered patients using hemolytic agents, chemicals that trigger massive clotting, brain, lungs, heart, stroke in minutes, looks exactly like a transfusion reaction, untraceable unless you know what you're looking for. And Alani knows, because she has a master's degree in hematology and spent 2 years working ER trauma before she went undercover. This bag will kill Kyung-Soo, slowly, painfully, and everyone will call it a tragic accident. Her pulse hammers. Dr. Cho is watching her, not with concern, with expectation, like he's waiting to see if she'll notice, waiting to see if she'll do the right thing or the obedient thing. Alani's mind races. If she refuses to hang the bag, she's dead. Dr. Cho doesn't tolerate questions. She's seen nurses get reassigned permanently for far less. If she hangs it, Kyung-Soo is dead, and she becomes complicit in a murder she didn't sign up for. If she reports it, they're both dead. There's only one option. Her hand slips. Not much, just enough. The tray tilts. Metal crashes. The blood bag hits the floor. IV tubing scatters. Glass syringes shatter across the pristine marble. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Dr. Cho lunges forward, but Alani is already moving, dropping to her knees, hands scrambling through the wreckage like she's panicking. Her body blocks his view. Her fingers find the poison bag, palm it, slide it into the deep pocket of her scrubs in one smooth motion. In the same breath, she pulls the clean O- from the hidden compartment in her medical kit, the one she's been carrying since week 2, the one she started keeping after she realized this clinic has a graveyard no one talks about. She stands, face flushed, holding the replacement bag. "I'm so sorry, doctor. I'll get a fresh setup immediately." "That won't be necessary." Dr. Cho's voice is ice. "Use that one." "Doctor, it fell. Protocol requires—" "I don't care about protocol. Use that one." Kyung-Soo finally looks up. His eyes lock onto hers. Black, unreadable, but sharp. Like he's cataloging every detail of this moment for later. "Is there a problem?" he asks. "No problem, Mr. An," Dr. Cho says smoothly. "Just a clumsy nurse." Alani meets Kyung-Soo's gaze for half a second. Then she hangs the clean bag, connects the IV line, slides the needle into his vein on the first try. Blood begins to flow. The monitor beeps. 62 beats per minute. Steady. Perfect. Alive. Dr. Cho stares at the screen, waiting for the number to spike, for the alarms to scream, for Kyung-Soo's body to seize. It doesn't happen, because the bag Alani hung is clean, and the poisoned one is currently burning a hole in her scrub's pocket. Dr. Cho's jaw tightens. "I'll be in the observation room if you need me," he says, and he walks out. Alani adjusts the drip rate, checks the IV site, moves like this is routine. Inside, her brain is on fire. You just saved a mafia boss. You just made yourself a target. You have maybe 10 minutes before Dr. Cho realizes what you did. Kyung-Soo is watching her now, not his phone, her. "You're nervous," he says. "It's not a question. I'm fine. You're shaking." She is, just barely, but enough. Long shift. He doesn't believe her, but he doesn't push. He goes back to his phone. Alani counts his heartbeats on the monitor. 62, 61, 63. All normal, all alive. She excuses herself. "I'll be right back, Mr. An. Just need to dispose of the contaminated supplies." He nods. She walks out of Suite 7, down the hall, past the nurse's station, straight to the observation room. Dr. Cho is inside, alone, staring at Kyung-Soo's monitor through the one-way glass. His hands are clenched on the desk. Alani knocks. He doesn't turn around. "Come in." She steps inside, closes the door behind her. "Doctor, I wanted to apologize for the mess earlier." His vitals are perfect. "Yes, the transfusion is going smoothly." Too smoothly. Silence. She doesn't respond. Dr. Cho finally turns to face her. "You switched the bags." Her heart stops, but her face doesn't change. "I don't know what you mean, doctor." "Don't insult me, Alani. I've been doing this longer than you've been alive." "Doing what?" His smile is cold. "You're very good, I'll give you that, but you just made a mistake." "I don't think so." "You think you saved him. I think I did my job." "Your job was to hang the bag I gave you. My job is to keep patients alive." He steps closer. "Do you have any idea who that man is?" "A patient. He's a problem, and problems get solved. That's how the world works." "Not in my operating room," Dr. Cho laughs. "Your operating room? You're a nurse. You don't own anything." "I own my conscience." "Then you're going to die poor." His phone buzzes. He checks it. His face goes pale. "I need to step out," he says. "Don't leave this floor." He walks past her, into the hallway, toward the staff lounge. Alani waits 5 seconds, then she moves, fast. The mini fridge in the corner is labeled Staff Hydration. Inside, there's a single IV bag, clear fluid, labeled Vitamin Complex Dr. Cho. He takes it every afternoon, religiously, swears it keeps him sharp. Alani pulls the poisoned blood bag from her pocket, uses a fresh syringe to extract the hemolytic agent, and injects it into Dr. Cho's vitamin drip. She puts everything back exactly as it was, wipes down the surfaces, and walks out like nothing happened. Back in Suite 7, Kyung-Soo is still on his phone, still breathing, still alive. "How much longer?" he asks without looking up. "About 15 minutes, Mr. An." "Good, I have a meeting." "Of course." She sits in the corner, pretends to chart notes. Her hands are steady now, because she's made her choice. Somewhere down the hall, Dr. Cho is about to drink poison, and Alani is going to watch him die. 14 minutes pass in silence. Alani charts vitals she's already recorded twice, adjusts equipment that doesn't need adjusting. Anything to look busy while her heart tries to break through her ribs. Kyung-Soo hasn't moved, still scrolling, still breathing steady. The transfusion bag is halfway empty now. Through the observation window, she can see Dr. Cho return to his desk. He's carrying his afternoon vitamin drip, sets it on the metal stand beside his chair. Alani's throat goes dry. He's about to hook himself up to his own execution. She watches him prep the IV site on his forearm, watches him insert the needle with the casual precision of someone who's done this 1,000 times. Watches the clear fluid begin flowing into his veins. 60 seconds until the hemolytic agent hits his bloodstream. 90 seconds until the clotting cascade begins. 2 minutes until his brain starts bleeding. Alani forces herself to look away. Back to Kyung-Soo. Back to the monitor. 62 beats per minute. Oxygen saturation 98%. Blood pressure 118/76. Perfect vitals. A living man, because she chose him over orders. The intercom crackles. "Nurse Alani, please report to the observation room." Dr. Cho's voice, calm, controlled. Her stomach drops. Kyung-Soo glances up. "You're being summoned." "Apparently." "Should I be concerned?" "About what?" "About why my nurse looks like she's about to run." She meets his eyes. "I never run, Mr. An." "Good. Running makes you a target." She almost smiles. Almost. "I'll be right back." She walks to the observation room on legs that feel like water. Opens the door. Dr. Cho is sitting at his desk. The IV is in his arm. The bag is half empty. He looks fine. Completely fine. "Close the door," he says. She does. "Sit." She sits. He studies her for a long moment. Then he pulls the IV needle from his arm, presses gauze to the site. "You're wondering why I'm not dead yet." Alani's blood freezes. "I don't know what." "Save it." He opens a drawer, pulls out the poisoned blood bag, the one she thought she'd hidden in her scrubs. Her mind rewinds. She had it in her pocket. She went to the mini fridge. She injected. No. She'd been so focused on the vitamin drip, she hadn't noticed him standing in the doorway, watching her. "You're good," Dr. Cho says, "but I've been killing people for 20 years. You think I don't recognize someone tampering with my supplies? Then why did I let you try?" He smiles. "Because I wanted to see how far you'd go." He stands, walks to the one-way glass, looks at Kyung-Soo. "That man is worth $30 million. Dead. Do you know how many people want him gone? That's not my concern. It is now, because you just declared which side you're on. I'm on the side of keeping patients alive. Noble, stupid, but noble." He turns to face her. "Here's what's going to happen. You're going to go back to Suite 7. You're going to finish that transfusion, and then you're going to leave this building and never come back. And if I don't, then I call security. Tell them you tried to poison me. Show them the evidence." He holds up the syringe, her fingerprints all over it. "How long do you think you'd survive in a Korean prison?" Alani's pulse is screaming in her ears, but her voice stays steady. "You won't call security." "Why not?" "Because if you wanted me arrested, you'd have done it already. You're stalling, which means you're waiting for something." His smile vanishes. "Get out." "What are you waiting for, doctor?" "Get out." She stands, walks to the door, stops with her hand on the handle. "Whatever you're planning, it won't work. I switched the bags. Kyung-Soo is going to walk out of here alive. For now. She turns. What does that mean? But Dr. Cho has already pressed a button on his desk. The observation room door locks. From the outside, Alani spins, grabs the handle. It doesn't budge. What are you doing? Through the glass, she sees the hallway, sees 3 men in black tactical gear walking towards Suite 7. No clinic logos, no hospital badges, just guns. No. Dr. Cho is on his phone now, speaking in rapid Korean. Alani slams her fist against the glass. Stop, he's a patient. Dr. Cho hangs up, looks at her. He's a contract. The men reach Suite 7. Open the door. Alani screams. Inside Suite 7, Kyung-Soo looks up from his phone. 3 armed men, tactical gear, suppressed pistols. He doesn't move, doesn't react. Just watches them walk in like he's been expecting this his entire life. The lead operative speaks in Korean. Kyung-Soo responds, calm, almost bored. The operative raises his weapon. Alani closes her eyes. She can't watch this. Can't watch a man die because she wasn't fast enough, wasn't smart enough, wasn't gunfire. 3 suppressed shots. Silence. Alani's legs give out. She sinks to the floor. I tried. I switched the bags. I tried. Through the glass, she sees movement. She forces herself to look. The 3 operatives are on the floor, not moving. Kyung-Soo is standing. The IV ripped from his arm, blood dripping down his wrist. He's holding one of their guns. He just killed 3 men in under 2 seconds. Alani's brain can't process it. She's seen violence before, gunshot wounds, stabbings, ER trauma. But she's never seen someone become violent. That's what just happened. Kyung-Soo didn't fight them. He erased them. He walks to the observation window, looks directly at her through the one-way glass. He shouldn't be able to see her, but somehow he does. He raises the gun, points it at the glass, at her. Alani doesn't move, can't move. He fires. The glass spiderwebs, once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th shot, it shatters. Kyung-Soo steps through the opening, into the observation room. Dr. Cho is backing toward the door, hands raised. Mr. An, please, this wasn't personal. It never is. Kyung-Soo shoots him in the kneecap. Dr. Cho screams, collapses. Kyung-Soo kicks the phone out of his reach, presses the gun to the doctor's forehead. Who hired you? I don't know, I swear. Wrong answer. Please. Alani finds her voice. Stop. Kyung-Soo doesn't move the gun. Why? Because I need him alive. He tried to kill me. I know, but he's not the one who ordered it. Kyung-Soo's eyes flick to her, cold, calculating. How do you know? Because I've been tracking this clinic's finances for 9 months. Dr. Cho doesn't have the authority to authorize a hit on you. He's middle management. Someone above him gave the order. Who? I don't know yet, but I will. Kyung-Soo stares at her for a long moment. Then he lowers the gun. Dr. Cho sobs in relief. Thank you, thank you. Kyung-Soo pistol whips him. The doctor goes silent. Alani stands on shaking legs. We need to leave, now. He triggered an alert when he locked that door. Security will be here in... Alarms start blaring. Now, she finishes. Kyung-Soo looks at the unconscious doctor, at the bodies in Suite 7, at the shattered glass. This way. He grabs her wrist, pulls her into the hallway. They run. Behind them, voices shout in. Korean. Footsteps echo. Kyung-Soo moves like he knows this building, like he's memorized every exit, every stairwell, every weakness. They hit the emergency stairs, start climbing. Where are we going? Alani gasps. Up. That doesn't make sense. Exactly. 3rd floor, 4th, 5th. Her lungs are burning. Kyung-Soo isn't even breathing hard. 6th floor, 7th. They reach the roof access. Locked. Kyung-Soo shoots the handle off, kicks the door open. Cold air hits them like a fist. The roof is empty except for HVAC units and a helipad. No helicopter. No escape. Now what? Alani asks. Kyung-Soo pulls out his phone. Dials. Waits. I need extraction. Hannah Medical. Roof. 5 minutes. He listens. I don't care what you have to cancel. 5 minutes or I'm a dead asset. He hangs up, looks at Alani. What's your name? You already know my name. Your real name? She hesitates. Alani Baptiste. American? Born in Detroit, raised everywhere else. You're not just a nurse. No. What are you? Before she can answer, the roof door explodes open. Not security. Worse. A man in an expensive suit steps through. Mid-30s, handsome, smiling. He looks like a softer, kinder version of Kyung-Soo. Young, he says. Brother. Kyung-Soo goes absolutely still. Jae-sung. The brother's smile widens. Surprised to see me? Not really. You should be. I paid a lot of money for this to look like an accident. Alani's stomach drops. Your brother handed him the bag. She was right. Jae-sung's eyes slide to her. And you must be the nurse who ruined everything. He pulls a gun from inside his jacket. I hate wasting good money. He aims, not at Kyung-Soo, at Alani. Kyung-Soo moves. Fast. He doesn't draw his gun, doesn't shout, just steps directly into the line of fire. Between Jae-sung and Alani, his brother blinks. Young, move. No. She's nobody. A nurse. Collateral damage. She saved my life. She ruined mine. Jae-sung's hand is steady. The gun is aimed at Kyung-Soo's chest now. I didn't want it to be like this, Jae-sung says. I gave you every chance to step down, to retire, to disappear quietly. Retire? Kyung-Soo's voice is ice. I built this empire from nothing. We built it. Together. And now it's time for new leadership. You mean your leadership? I mean leadership that isn't stuck in the past. You still operate like it's 2015. Cash deals, handshake agreements, honor codes. Jae-sung laughs. The world moved on, Hyung. You didn't. So you decided to kill me. I decided to save the organization. You were becoming a liability. By whose judgment? Everyone's. The captains, the accountants, even your own security detail. Kyung-Soo's jaw tightens. You turned my own men. I didn't have to turn them. I just showed them the numbers. Your sentimentality costs us millions every year. Your refusal to expand into digital markets. Your outdated loyalty structures. Your hemorrhaging power, Hyung, and everyone knows it except you. Behind Kyung-Soo, Alani's mind is racing. She needs to move, find cover, get a weapon. But Kyung-Soo is a wall between her and Jae-sung, and any movement will trigger a gunfight she can't win. You could have come to me, Kyung-Soo says quietly. We could have restructured, negotiated. Negotiated? Jae-sung's smile is bitter. When have you ever negotiated, Hyung? You give orders. People obey. That's the only language you understand. That's not true, isn't it? When Mother died, did you ask me what I wanted? No. You decided I would take over medical operations. When the Yakuza offered an alliance, did you consult me? No. You rejected them outright and started a war that cost us 50 men. That alliance would have made us subordinates. It would have made us rich. It would have made us slaves. Jae-sung's finger tightens on the trigger. I'm done debating with you. Alani sees it coming. The micro shift in Jae-sung's stance. The breath before the shot. She doesn't think. Just moves. Throws herself sideways. Crashes into Kyung-Soo. They hit the ground as the gun fires. The bullet screams past. Sparks off the HVAC unit behind them. Kyung-Soo rolls, comes up shooting, 3 shots, fast, precise. Jae-sung dives behind a ventilation shaft, returns fire. Alani crawls behind a concrete ledge. Her hands are scraped raw. Her scrubs are torn. She's a nurse. She's not supposed to be in gunfights on rooftops. Kyung-Soo is beside her now, breathing hard, blood seeping through his shirt where the IV ripped out. You hit? He asks. No, you. I'll live. More gunfire. Concrete chips explode above their heads. How many rounds does he have? Alani shouts over the chaos. 15. He's used 6. How many do you have? Kyung-Soo ejects his magazine. Checks. 4. That's not enough. I know. He leans out. Fires once. Jae-sung returns fire. 2 shots. 7 rounds left for him, Kyung-Soo mutters. 3 for me. The math is bad. Alani looks around, desperately, searching for anything, a weapon, an exit, a miracle. She sees the roof access door, still open, 20 feet away. Can you cover me? She asks. Cover you to where? The door. I can get help. There is no help. My men are compromised. Not all of them. He looks at her. What do you mean? I told you. I've been tracking this clinic's finances for 9 months. I know who's loyal to you and who's been taking payments from your brother. His eyes widen. You have a list? I have everything. A slow, dangerous smile crosses his face. Then we're not dying today. He rises, fires 2 shots in rapid succession. Go. Alani runs, her legs pump, her lungs scream. She hits the stairwell door, gunfire behind her. She doesn't look back, just runs. The stairwell is chaos. Security is flooding up. 6 men, tactical gear, moving fast. Alani presses herself against the wall as they pass. They don't even look at her. Just a nurse. Invisible. She waits until they're gone. Then she descends. Fast. 6th floor, 5th, 4th. She needs to reach the data center. The clinic keeps everything on local servers. Patient records, financial transactions, security footage. And Alani has been building a back door for 9 months. 3rd floor. She bursts into the hallway. 2 security guards are stationed outside the data center. They see her, raise their weapons. Stop! I'm a nurse. I'm just on the ground now. Alani drops, hands behind her head. 1 guard approaches, kicks her shoulder. Who are you? Alani Baptiste. I work here. Check the roster. Why are you running? Because there's a gunfight on the roof and I don't want to die. The guard's radio crackles, a voice in Korean, urgent. The guard's face goes pale. He looks at his partner. They have a rapid conversation. Then they both run, toward the stairs, toward the roof. Alani waits 3 seconds. Then she gets up, walks to the data center door. It's locked. Biometric scanner. She pulls a scalpel from her pocket, wedges it into the scanner casing, pries it open. Inside, wires, circuit boards. She's not an engineer, but she's been watching the security team for 9 months. She knows which wire to cut. The lock disengages. She steps inside. The data center is cold. Rows of servers, blinking lights, the hum of cooling fans. Alani moves to Terminal 3, the one she's been using for months. She logs in. Her credentials still work. Good. She navigates to the financial database. 9 months of transaction records, wire transfers, shell company invoices, payroll. She filters by recipient. A list appears. 37 names. 37 people on Kyung-Soo's payroll who've been receiving secondary payments from Jae-sung, bribes, kickbacks, loyalty insurance. She downloads everything to a USB drive. Then she pulls up the security footage. This morning, Dr. Cho's office. She watches Jae-sung enter, carrying a medical case. Watches him hand it to Dr. Cho. Watches them shake hands. She downloads the footage. Then she wipes her access logs and runs. The roof is silent when she returns. No gunfire, no voices. Just wind and the distant wail of sirens. Alani steps through the access door. Kyung-Soo is standing at the edge of the helipad, alone. His gun is holstered. His hands are bloody. Behind him, Jae-sung is on the ground, not moving. Alani approaches slowly. Is he dead? No, unconscious. She exhales. Why didn't you kill him? Kyung-Soo doesn't turn around. Because he's my brother. He tried to kill you. I know. He turned your organization against you. I know. His voice cracks. Alani stops beside him. They stand in silence. Far below, the sirens are getting closer. We need to leave, she says gently. I know. The helicopter, it's not coming. What? I just got a message. My pilot is one of the 37. Alani's stomach sinks. How did you... You're not the only one who's been watching. He pulls out his phone, shows her a text. Message. My remaining loyalists have been feeding me names for weeks. I just didn't want to believe it. Then how do we get out? He looks at her. You tell me. You're the one with the escape plan. She blinks. How did you know I have an escape plan? Because you're still here. If you were just a nurse, you'd have run the moment Dr. Cho locked you in that room. But you stayed. You fought. You saved me. That's not survival instinct. That's mission commitment. He steps closer. So I'll ask you again. What are you? Alani pulls the USB drive from her pocket. I'm the person who's been stealing your brother's money for 9 months, and I'm the person who's going to help you take your empire back. She holds out the drive. Everything's on here. The bribes, the shell companies, the payroll fraud, and a list of everyone who's been betraying you. Kyung-Soo takes the drive, studies it. Then he looks at her. Why? Why what? Why help me? I'm a criminal, a killer. I've done things that would make you sick if you knew the details. I know the details. Then why? She meets his eyes. Because the people you're fighting are worse, and because I need someone powerful enough to survive what comes next. What comes next? A war between your organization and the people who've been using this clinic as a front for organ trafficking. I've been gathering evidence for 3 years. I embedded myself here to get close to the network, and I was planning to hand everything over to Interpol. Was? Until I realized Interpol is compromised. Half the agents assigned to this case are on someone's payroll. If I turn this evidence over, it disappears, and everyone involved walks free. So you need me. I need someone who has the resources to actually use this information, someone who doesn't play by legal rules, someone who can make people disappear when they need to disappear. Kyung-Soo smiles. It's not a kind smile. You want me to be your executioner. I want you to be my partner. The word hangs between them. Behind them, Jae-sung groans, starting to wake up. Kyung-Soo glances back. What do we do with him? Take him with us. Why? Because he knows things, names, connections, and because if we leave him here, he'll regroup and come after us with everything he has. So we kidnap my brother. Technically, yes. Kyung-Soo laughs. It's exhausted, broken. This is insane. I know. We're both going to die. Probably. He holds out his hand. Partners. She shakes it. Partners. Sirens scream below. They're out of time. How do we get off this roof? Kyung-Soo asks. Alani looks at the edge. At the building next door, 15 feet away. You're not serious, he says. Do you have a better idea? Literally anything else. She walks to the ledge. I grew up doing parkour in Detroit. Trust me. I don't trust anyone anymore. Good. That's how you stay alive. She backs up, takes a running start, and jumps. Alani is airborne for exactly 2 seconds. 2 seconds that feel like drowning. Her arms windmill. Her stomach flips. The gap between buildings yawns beneath her like a mouth. 7 stories straight down to concrete. Her foot hits the opposite ledge. She stumbles, falls forward, catches herself on a ventilation duct. Her heart is trying to explode. She turns back. Kyung-Soo is staring at her from the other roof like she just sprouted wings. Your turn, she shouts. I'm not jumping. Then you're getting arrested. The roof access door behind him bursts open. Security floods out. 6 men, guns raised. Down on the ground. Kyung-Soo looks at them, looks at the gap, looks at Alani. If I die, I'm haunting you. He backs up, runs, launches. For a man who moves like violence, he's surprisingly graceful in the air. He clears the gap easily, lands in a crouch beside her. I hate you, he says. You're welcome. Behind them, security reaches the ledge. One of them raises his weapon. Don't move! Kyung-Soo and Alani are already running across the roof, past air conditioning units, around satellite dishes. Bullets spark off metal behind them. They reach the opposite edge. There's a fire escape. Rusty. Old. Probably hasn't been used in years. Please don't make me jump again, Kyung-Soo mutters. We're taking the stairs. Thank God. They descend. Fast. Metal clangs under their feet. 6th floor, 5th, 4th. Above them, security is crossing the gap. Slower, more cautious, but coming. 3rd floor. The fire escape ends at a balcony. Locked door. Glass panels. Kyung-Soo doesn't hesitate. Shoots the lock. Kicks it open. They're in someone's apartment. Expensive furniture. Modern art. Empty. Go, go, go. They sprint through. Living room, kitchen, hallway, front door locked from the inside. Alani twists the deadbolt. They burst into the corridor. Emergency exit signs point left. They run, hit the stairwell, start descending again. Behind them, voices shout. Footsteps echo. 2nd floor, 1st floor, ground, level. The door opens into an underground parking garage. Rows of expensive cars, dim lighting, exit signs glowing in the distance. We need a vehicle, Kyung-Soo says. Can you hotwire? I'm a syndicate boss, not a car thief. Same skill set. Not remotely. Alani scans the garage, spots a black Mercedes, newer model. Probably has. She tries the door, unlocked. People are idiots, she mutters. She climbs into the driver's seat. Kyung-Soo gets in beside her. Keys? He asks. She flips down the visor. Keys fall into her lap. Seriously? Rich people think locks are decoration. She starts the engine, throws it in reverse. Tires screech as they peel out. Behind them, security bursts into the garage. Alani floors it. The Mercedes rockets toward the exit. Gunfire behind them. A bullet punches through the rear windshield. Drive faster! I'm trying! They hit the ramp. Up, into daylight, into Seoul traffic. Alani doesn't slow down, weaves between cars, cuts off a taxi, runs a red. Light. Horns blare. Kyung-Soo is gripping the door handle like it's the only thing keeping him alive. Where did you learn to drive like this? Detroit! Remind me never to visit. She takes a hard right. The Mercedes tilts. Tires scream. They straighten out. Alani checks the rear view. No pursuit. Not yet. We need to ditch this car, Kyung-Soo says. They'll have the plates in 5 minutes. I know. Where do we go? He thinks. Itaewon. I have a safe house. How safe? Safe enough that my brother doesn't know about it. You sure? He's silent. Kyung-Soo, are you sure? No. Then we're not going there. We don't have a choice. We always have a choice. She takes another turn, heading away from Itaewon. Where are we going? He asks. Somewhere your brother definitely doesn't know about. And where's that? My place. Alani's apartment is in Hongdae, small, 3rd floor, above a convenience store. The kind of place a nurse on a modest salary would rent. Nothing. Suspicious. Nothing memorable. Perfect. She parks 2 blocks away, in a public lot. They walk the rest of the way. Kyung-Soo keeps his head down, his blood-stained shirt hidden under his jacket. Alani moves casually, just another tired healthcare worker coming home after a shift. They reach her building, climb the stairs. She unlocks the door, ushers him inside, locks it behind them. The apartment is sparse. 1 room, kitchenette, bathroom, futon on the floor. But the walls are covered. Floor to ceiling, photos, documents, maps, string connecting everything like a conspiracy theorist's fever dream. Kyung-Soo stops, stares. What is this? My investigation? He walks closer, studies the wall. There are photos of the clinic, of Dr. Cho, of Jae-sung, of him, dozens of surveillance shots, entering buildings, meeting with associates, sitting in restaurants. He turns to her. How long have you been watching me? 9 months. Why? I told you. I needed a protected witness. So you stalked me? I researched you. There's a difference. He points at a photo of himself leaving a hotel. This was taken 3 months ago. I was meeting with a triad representative. I know, Zhang Wei. He was offering you distribution routes through Hong Kong. How do you... I bugged the restaurant. His jaw clenches. What else do you know? Everything. She walks to the wall, points at different sections. You run 4 primary operations: arms trading, drug distribution, money laundering, and human smuggling. Your annual revenue is approximately $800 million. You employ 370 people directly and another 2,000 indirectly through subsidiary operations. She moves to another section. You've killed 19 people personally, ordered the deaths of 47 others, but... She taps a document. You refuse to traffic children, twice, even though it would have netted you $50 million. Kyung-Soo is very still. You've also... She pulls out a folder. Anonymously funded 3 orphanages, built a community center in Gangnam, and paid for medical treatment for families whose breadwinners you had killed. She looks at him. You're a criminal, but you have lines you won't cross. That's why I chose you. He doesn't speak for a long moment, then, this is insane. I know. You're insane. Probably. I should kill you right now. But you won't. Why not? Because I'm the only person who knows which of your 370 employees are loyal, and which ones are waiting for the right moment to put a bullet in your head. She pulls out the USB drive. This is your survival, and mine. Kyung-Soo sinks onto the futon, puts his head in his hands. I need a drink. Alani opens a cabinet, pulls out a bottle of soju, pours 2 glasses, hands him one. They drink in silence. Finally, Kyung-Soo looks up. Tell me about the organ trafficking. Alani sits across from him. The clinic is a front. They do legitimate medical work, that's the cover. But approximately 30% of their patients are there for illegal procedures, organ harvesting, black market transplants, experimental treatments that would never be approved anywhere else. Who runs it? A consortium. 6 groups, Yakuza, Triad, Russian Bratva. Your organization was supposed to be the 7th. His eyes narrow. Supposed to be? Your brother was negotiating entry without your knowledge. That's where the money I've been tracking comes from. He's been using the clinic to establish connections, prove your organization's value to the consortium. And I was in the way. You were the obstacle. Your moral code... She gestures at the wall. The lines you won't cross. They're bad for business. The consortium needs partners who don't hesitate. Your brother convinced them you were a liability. So they ordered my death. Technically, your brother suggested it. They approved. Kyung-Soo's hands clench. Who are the other 5 groups? I have names, faces, operational structures. She taps the USB drive. Everything's on here. And what do you want to do with it? Destroy them. With what army? Yours. He laughs. It's bitter. My army just tried to kill me. No, 37 people in your army tried to kill you. The other 333 are still loyal. They just don't know what's happening yet. How do I reach them without my brother's people intercepting? Alani pulls out her phone. I've been building a parallel communication network for the past 6 months. Encrypted channels, burner phones. I distributed them to key personnel under the guise of a security upgrade. She shows him a contact list. Names he recognizes. These are your real loyalists, your captains, your enforcers, the people who built this empire with you. They're waiting for your signal. What signal? That you're alive, that you know about the betrayal, and that you're coming back to take what's yours. Kyung-Soo studies the phone, studies her. You've been planning this for months. Yes. You knew my brother would move against me. I suspected. The financial patterns made it clear he was accumulating power. It was only a matter of time. And you were going to... What? Warn me? I was going to give you the evidence and let you handle it. But then Dr. Cho showed up with that blood bag and I had to accelerate the timeline by saving my life. By doing my job. Your job is nursing. My job, she meets his eyes, is making sure the people who traffic human beings for profit don't get to keep doing it. Silence. Kyung-Soo sets down his glass. If we do this, if I activate these loyalists and start a war with my own organization, people will die. Yes, innocent people. Probably. And you're okay with that? Alani's jaw tightens. No, but I'm okay with it more than I'm okay with doing nothing. He nods slowly. One more question. Ask. When this is over, when we've destroyed the consortium and rebuilt my organization, what happens to you? I disappear. Just like that? Just like that. And the evidence you have on me, the surveillance, the documentation, goes with me. Insurance. He smiles. So you don't trust me either. I don't trust anyone. Good. That's how you stay alive. He stands, walks to the wall, studies the map, the connections, the years of work. How do we start? He asks. Alani pulls out her laptop. We send a message. The message goes out at 9:47 p.m. to 212 phones, all burner devices, all encrypted. The message is simple. The heir is a traitor. The king lives. Rally point. Echo. 72 hours. Within 10 minutes, responses start coming back. Confirmed. Standing by. What do you need? Kyung-Soo reads each one. His face is unreadable, but his hands are steady now. Echo is a warehouse in Incheon, he says. Neutral territory. We used it for meetings before we had the resources for proper offices. Will they come? If they're loyal, yes. And if they're not, then we'll know who else to kill. Alani closes the laptop. You should rest. We have 72 hours until the meeting. You need to be sharp. I can't rest. My brother is out there right now, consolidating power. He'll be looking for me. Let him look. He doesn't know about this place. And even if he finds it, he has to get through me first. Kyung-Soo looks at her. Really looks. You're not a normal nurse. No. What were you before this? Military, field medic, 2 tours in Afghanistan. Then I went to medical school. Then I went private. Private? Contract work, hostile extractions, medical support for covert operations, the kind of things governments don't officially acknowledge. And you gave that up to chase organ traffickers? I didn't give it up. I redirected it. He sits back down. Why? She's quiet for a moment then. Because I watched someone I love die on an operating table while they waited for a kidney that never came. And 3 weeks later, I found out there were kidneys available. Lots of them. On the black market. From donors who didn't consent to be donors. Her voice is level, controlled, but there's steel underneath. So I decided to find everyone in that supply chain and make sure they never did it again. Kyung-Soo nods. And that's why you're helping me. Not because you think I'm redeemable, but because I'm useful. Yes. Fair enough. He lies back on the futon, closes his eyes. Wake me if anyone tries to kill us. That's a given. Within minutes, his breathing evens out. Alani watches him sleep. This man who's killed 19 people. This man who's built an empire on violence and fear. This man who refused to traffic children. She doesn't know if she's making the right choice, but she knows she's making the only choice available. Outside, Seoul glitters with a million lights. Inside, 2 people who should be enemies are planning a war. And somewhere in the city, Jae-sung is doing the same. Alani doesn't sleep. She sits by the window, watching the street below, every car that slows, every person who lingers, every shadow that doesn't belong. Her scalpel is in her hand. It's not much of a weapon, but it's what she has. At 2:47 a.m., Kyung-Soo's phone buzzes. He's awake instantly, hand reaching for the gun he's placed beside the futon. What is it? Alani asks. He checks the screen. His face goes pale. It's my mother. Your mother is dead. I know. He stares at the phone like it's a snake. It keeps buzzing. Someone has her phone, Alani says, obviously. Are you going to answer it? He hesitates. Then he swipes to accept, puts it on speaker. A voice comes through, smooth, familiar. Young, Jae-sung. You're alive, Kyung-Soo says flatly. Disappointed? Surprised. I thought I hit you harder. You gave me a concussion. I've had worse. Silence. Alani is already moving, pulling out her laptop, tracing the call. Why are you using Mother's phone? Kyung-Soo asks. Because I knew you'd answer. You never could ignore her, even after she died. What do you want? I want you to come home. Home? The compound, where we started, where we built everything. So you can kill me? So we can talk. Kyung-Soo laughs. It's harsh, exhausted. We talked on the roof. You tried to shoot me. That was regrettable. I was emotional. You have to understand, Hyung. I didn't want it to come to this. But you made it come to this. I tried to do it cleanly, painlessly. You would have gone to sleep and never woken up. No suffering, no fear, just peace. How considerate. I'm serious. I didn't want you to suffer. Just to die. Jae-sung's voice hardens. Yes, because you're killing us, Hyung. Your outdated methods. Your refusal to adapt. Every day you remain in power, we lose ground. The Yakuza is expanding. The Triad is encroaching. The Russians are buying territory we should own. And you do nothing. I'm strategic. You're weak. The word hangs in the air. Kyung-Soo's jaw clenches. Careful. Or what? You'll kill me? You had the chance on that roof. You didn't take it because you're sentimental, because you still see me as your little brother instead of what I actually am. And what are you? Your replacement. Alani finishes the trace, writes on a piece of paper, clinic. He's still there. Kyung-Soo reads it, nods. If you're my replacement, he says into the phone, why do you need me to come to the compound? Because you still have loyalists, people who believe in you, and they're going to make this messy if I just execute you outright. But if you come willingly, if we negotiate a peaceful transition, I can offer you something. What? Retirement, real retirement, a villa somewhere, monthly payments, you disappear, I take over, no bloodshed, no war. You're offering me exile. I'm offering you life, Hyung, which is more than you deserve after the stunt you pulled today. The stunt I pulled? You tried to poison me. And you killed Dr. Cho. You stole my financial records. You turned my operation into a crime scene. 3 of my contractors are dead. Do you have any idea how much that cost me? Not enough. Jae-sung's voice drops, cold, dangerous. Come to the compound, Hyung. Midnight tomorrow. Come alone. We'll talk. We'll negotiate. And maybe we can end this without more bodies. And if I don't come, then I start killing everyone you've ever cared about. Your captains, your accountants, the woman who runs that noodle shop you like in Itaewon, the nurse who saved your life. Alani goes very still. You don't know who she is, Kyung-Soo says carefully. Alani Baptiste, age 32, born in Detroit, former Army medic, embedded at Hannah Medical for 9 months under the pretense of being a travel nurse. She's been bleeding my accounts and building a case against the consortium. Kyung-Soo's eyes flick to Alani. She's frozen. How? Kyung-Soo starts. I'm not an idiot, Hyung. You think I didn't notice money disappearing? You think I didn't investigate? I've known about her for 3 months. I've been watching her watch us. It was amusing until she ruined everything. Jae-sung's voice shifts, addressing Alani now. I know you're listening, Ms. Baptiste. I know you're with him. And I want you to understand something very clearly. If my brother doesn't show up tomorrow night, I will find you. And when I do, what happens to you will make Dr. Cho's death look merciful. Alani finds her voice. Noted. Jae-sung laughs. She speaks. Tell me, Ms. Baptiste, was it worth it? Saving him? You could have walked away, could have let nature take its course. But you chose to interfere, and now you're a target. Was his life worth yours? Ask me again in 72 hours. Why 72 hours? She realizes her mistake. Kyung-Soo cuts in quickly, because that's when I'm coming for you, not to negotiate, not to surrender, to take back what's mine. With what army, Hae-young? I have your men. You have some of them. More than you think. We'll see. Kyung-Soo ends the call. The silence is deafening. Alani closes her laptop. He knows about Echo. He was bluffing. Was he? He knew my name, my background, how long I've been watching. What else does he know? Kyung-Soo stands, paces. If he knew about Echo, he would have said it. He would have used it as leverage. Unless he's waiting there with a kill team. Then we don't go. We have to go. Your loyalists are expecting you. We changed the location. To where? Every property you own he knows about. Every safe house, every warehouse. He's had access to your entire operation. Kyung-Soo stops pacing, looks at her. Then we use one of yours. I don't have warehouses, but you have something. You've been planning this for 9 months. You must have a backup location, somewhere he doesn't know about. Alani hesitates. I do. Where? She walks to the wall, pulls down a photo. It's a building, abandoned factory, outskirts of Seoul. I've been using it as a dead drop, for evidence, documents, physical records I couldn't risk keeping digital. And my brother doesn't know about it? No one knows about it. I bought it through a shell company 6 months ago, paid cash, no paper trail. Kyung-Soo studies the photo. How big? Big enough for 200 people, maybe more. Secure? One entrance, high walls, good sightlines. Defensible, if it needs to be. He nods. We change the rally point, send a second message, new location, 6 hours before the original meeting time. That only gives us 66 hours. I know. Alani pulls out her phone, starts typing the new message. Then she stops. What if some of them are compromised? What if your brother has people on this list and we're just giving him our new location? Then we find out who they are. How? Kyung-Soo smiles. It's not pleasant. We set a trap. The new message goes out at 3:15 a.m. Rally point compromised. New location. Shelter. 18 hours. Destroy this message. Then they wait. 30 minutes. An hour. Alani monitors every response. 212 messages sent. 209 responses. Confirmed. Understood. Standing by. 3 don't respond. Alani flags them. These 3, she says, showing Kyung-Soo the names. He reads them. His face hardens. I've known these men for 10 years. I'm sorry. Don't be. You might be wrong. I'm not. How do you know? Because their response times on previous messages averaged 4 minutes. Radio silence now means one of 3 things. They're dead, they're captured, or they're reporting to someone else. Kyung-Soo memorizes the names. What do we do with them? Nothing, yet. If they show up at Shelter, we know they're clean. If they show up at Echo, they're traitors. Or your brother's hostages. Same outcome. Alani starts to argue. Stops. He's right. In this world, there's no functional difference between a traitor and a liability. Both get you killed. We should move, she says. Your brother knows I'm with you. He'll be tracking my apartment. How? You said this place was clean. It was. 3 months ago. But he's had time. He could have planted surveillance, could have bribed the building manager, could have... A sound. Soft. Downstairs. The convenience store is closed. Has been for hours. But someone's moving down there. Alani kills the lights. They're in darkness now. Kyung-Soo already has his gun out. They move to the window. Look down. 3 men. Black tactical gear. Moving toward the building entrance. Back door? Kyung-Soo whispers. Fire escape, but it leads to an alley. They'll have it covered. Roof. No access from inside. Then we go through them. There are 3 of them. I've killed more. I'm a nurse. You were a soldier. 10 years ago. He hands her his backup gun. Remember how to use this? She checks the magazine. Chambers around. Like riding a bike. They move to the door. Position themselves on either side. The footsteps are on the stairs now. 2nd floor. Coming up. Alani's heart is hammering. She's killed before. In Afghanistan. In combat zones. In situations where it was unambiguously kill or be killed. But this is different. This is murder in an apartment building. This is crossing a line she can't uncross. The footsteps reach the 3rd floor. Stop outside her door. A voice. Low. In Korean. Kyung-Soo translates in a whisper. They're confirming the location. The door handle turns. Locked. A pause. Then the door explodes inward. Kyung-Soo fires. 3 shots. 2 men drop. The 3rd dives behind the doorframe. Returns fire. Bullets punch through the thin walls. Alani drops. Crawls to the kitchenette. Grabs the propane tank from under the sink. Kyung-Soo, cover me. He fires twice more. Alani twists the valve on the propane tank. Gas hisses. She throws it through the doorway. Into the hall. Kyung-Soo fires again. The muzzle flash ignites the gas. The explosion is deafening. Fire blooms. The 3rd operative screams, stumbles into the apartment, burning. Kyung-Soo puts him down. Silence, except for the fire alarm and the crackling flames. We need to leave, Alani says, now. They grab essentials. Her laptop, the USB drive, weapons, head for the fire escape. Behind them, her apartment is burning. 9 months of work, all those photos, documents, evidence gone. But the digital files are safe. That's what matters. They descend the fire escape, hit the alley, no one's waiting. They run. 2 blocks, 3. They reach the stolen Mercedes. Get in. Alani starts the engine. They're gone before the fire trucks arrive. They drive in silence for 20 minutes. Finally, Kyung-Soo speaks. Where are we going? Somewhere your brother will never think to look. And where's that? Alani pulls into a parking garage. Underground, 3 levels down. She parks. In a corner spot. Turns off the engine. Here. A parking garage? The factory is 2 blocks away. We stay mobile. Sleep in shifts. Move every few hours. We're homeless. We're alive. He can't argue with that. They recline the seats. Alani sets an alarm for 2 hours. You sleep first, she says. I can't. Try. He closes his eyes. Within minutes, he's out. Alani watches the shadows. 66 hours until the meeting. 66 hours to figure out who's loyal. 66 hours before she and Kyung-Soo either take back an empire or die trying. Outside, Seoul sleeps, but they can't. Not anymore. Dawn breaks gray and cold. Alani wakes to Kyung-Soo already awake, staring at his phone. How long have you been up? She asks. 2 hours. You were supposed to wake me. You needed the rest more. She sits up. Her neck is stiff. Her back aches. Sleeping in a car is something her 32-year-old body doesn't tolerate the way it used to. What are you looking at? He shows her the screen. News articles, social media posts, police reports. Fire at residential building in Hongdae. 3 bodies recovered. Suspected gang violence. They're not calling it terrorism? My brother owns half the media in Seoul. He controls the narrative. So we're ghosts. We're worse. We're criminals. Alani takes the phone, scrolls through the coverage. There's a photo of her apartment building, smoke billowing, fire trucks, ambulances, and a quote from a concerned neighbor. I heard gunshots, then an explosion. This neighborhood used to be safe. At least they're not looking for us specifically, she says. Yet, give it time. Kyung-Soo takes the phone back, opens a different app. Encrypted messaging. The responses from last night are still coming in. How many confirmations? Alani asks. 193. Out of 212? 19 didn't respond. The 3 we flagged plus 16 others. That's too many. I know. He opens a map, marks locations. I'm tracking where the responses are coming from. Most are in Seoul, some in Busan, a few in Incheon. And the ones who didn't respond? Scattered. But he zooms in on one cluster. 7 of them are in the same district, Gangnam. Your brother's district. His base of operations. Alani studies the map. Either they're with him or he has them. Same problem. Not necessarily. If he's holding them hostage, we might be able to extract them. That's a suicide mission. Everything we're doing is a suicide mission. Kyung-Soo almost smiles. Fair point. He saves the map, closes the app. We should move to the factory, start setting up. Setting up what? Defense. If my brother knows about shelter, we need to be ready. And if he doesn't, then we're paranoid, but alive. Alani starts the engine. They drive the 2 blocks in silence. The factory is exactly as she left it. Abandoned. Forgotten. A relic from Seoul's industrial past, now surrounded by newer developments that pretend it doesn't exist. The chain-link fence is rusted. The no trespassing signs are faded. Perfect. Alani parks behind the building, out of sight from the road. They get out. The air smells like rust and old concrete. Kyung-Soo surveys the perimeter. You're right. Good sightlines. 1 entrance. High walls. And that, Alani points to a 2nd-story window, is a sniper position. He looks at her. You've thought about this. I've thought about everything. They enter through a side door. The lock has been broken for months. Alani's doing. Inside, the factory is hollow. Open floor plan. Metal girders. Broken windows letting in shafts of dusty light. In the far corner, there's a room. Door closed. Alani leads him there. Opens it. Inside, filing cabinets, plastic bins, shelves stacked with folders. 9 months of physical evidence. Kyung-Soo steps inside, starts opening drawers, bank statements, wire transfer records, photographs, testimonials from victims. This is everything? He asks. Everything I couldn't risk keeping digital. He pulls out a folder, opens it. Inside, photos of children, young, terrified. His face goes dark. What is this? Trafficking, the consortium's specialty. They move kids through the clinic. Fake medical transport, organ donors, labor trafficking, sex trafficking. Kyung-Soo's hands shake. How many? In the last 3 years? Over 200. Where are they now? Most are dead. Some are somewhere. I've been trying to trace them, but the network is too distributed. He closes the folder carefully, sets it down like it might explode. This ends. That's the plan. I mean now, tonight. We don't wait for the meeting. We hit them first. With what army? We have 193 loyalists who might show up in 60 hours. Your brother has the rest of your organization plus the consortium's backing. Then we hit them where they're weak. Where's that? The clinic. Alani blinks. The clinic is a fortress. Security. Surveillance. Your brother probably has 12 men there right now. Exactly, 12, not 100. And they're expecting me to run, to hide, to wait for the meeting. He turns to face her. They're not expecting me to attack. Because it's insane. It's necessary. It's suicide. You keep saying that, but we're still alive. She can't argue with his logic. What's the objective? She asks. Information. My brother's been operating out of the clinic. That means his records are there, his communications, his plans. We get in, we extract everything. We get out. And the 12 armed guards? We go in quiet, medical staff, janitors. You're a nurse. You still have your credentials? They're flagged by now. Not if my brother wants to keep this quiet. He can't report you without exposing what happened. As far as the clinic knows, you quit after a traumatic incident. Alani thinks. He's right. Jae-sung can't officially report her without admitting he tried to. Murder his brother on clinic property. It might work, she admits. It will work. And after we get the information, we burn it down. The clinic? The clinic, the records, everything. We cut off his head and watch the bodies scramble. Alani walks to the window, looks out at the broken cityscape. If we do this, there's no going back. We escalate this war before we're ready. We're never going to be ready, but we can be first. She turns. When? Tonight, midnight, skeleton crew, minimum security. We'll need equipment, weapons, surveillance. I know people, loyalists who aren't on your list, people my brother doesn't know about. How? Because I'm paranoid. I've been building backup networks for years. My brother thinks he knows my entire operation. He's wrong. Kyung-Soo pulls out his phone, dials. Someone answers. He speaks in rapid Korean. Alani catches fragments, weapons, entry tools, medical disguises. He hangs up. They'll be here in 2 hours. Who are they? People I trust. That's not an answer. It's the only answer you're getting. She doesn't push. In this world, information is currency, and trust is a luxury neither of them can afford. 2 hours later, a van pulls up. 2 men get out, both older, 50s, weathered faces, the kind of men who've seen violence and survived it by being smart, not lucky. Kyung-Soo greets them. They bow, respectful but not subservient. They speak in Korean. Kyung-Soo introduces Alani. This is Min-jun and Dae-hyun. They've been with me since the beginning. Before your brother? Alani asks. Before everything. Min-jun opens the van. Inside, duffel bags, plastic cases, metal boxes. They unload everything into the factory. Alani inventories it. 2 suppressed pistols, 4 magazines each, tactical knives, lockpick sets, glass cutters, medical scrubs, badges, clinic ID cards, real ones, not forgeries. Where did you get these? Alani asks, holding up a badge. You're not the only one who's been. Embedded, Min-jun says in careful English. How long? 6 months. Alani stares at him. You've been inside the clinic for 6 months? Someone had to watch what your brother was doing. Does he know? No, I'm a janitor, invisible. Alani looks at Kyung-Soo. You've been running a counter-operation this entire time? I told you, I'm paranoid. This isn't paranoia, this is genius. It's survival. Min-jun spreads out a blueprint. The clinic, every floor, every room. Security changes shift at 23:30, he says, pointing. For 30 minutes, there's only 2 guards. Front desk and parking garage. Where's the server room? Alani asks. Basement, sub-level 2, restricted access. How do we get there? Service elevator, but you need a key card. He hands her one. Where did you... I told you, I'm a janitor. We have access everywhere. Kyung-Soo studies the blueprint. Once we're in the server room, how much time do we have? Before security notices, 10 minutes, maybe 15 if you're lucky. An extraction? Parking garage. I'll have a vehicle waiting. Dae-hyun speaks for the first time. What about the observation room? Dr. Cho's office. Your brother's been using it as a command center. You're sure? Alani asks. I've seen him. He's there every night, coordinating operations. Kyung-Soo and Alani exchange looks. If he's there tonight? Kyung-Soo starts. We're not killing him, Alani interrupts. Not yet. Why not? Because if we kill him now, the consortium takes over. Your organization collapses. Everything we're building, the loyalist network, the evidence, it all falls apart. So we let him live? We let him suffer. We take his information. We expose him to his own people. We let them tear him apart. Kyung-Soo considers this, then nods. Poetic. Practical. Min-jun rolls up the blueprint. You have 6 hours to prep. Get some rest. Eat something. Once this starts, it doesn't stop. He's right. Alani hasn't eaten in 18 hours. Hasn't slept more than 2. Her body is running on adrenaline and spite, but that won't last forever. Dae-hyun produces food, rice, kimchi, soup. They eat in silence. After, Alani tries to sleep. Can't. Her mind won't stop running scenarios. What if they're caught? What if Jae-sung isn't there? What if this is all a trap? Kyung-Soo sits beside her. You're thinking too much. Occupational hazard. In my world, thinking too much gets you killed. In my world, not thinking enough gets you killed. He smiles. We're a good balance. She looks at him. Really looks. This man who was supposed to die yesterday. This man who's now planning to infiltrate his own clinic. This man who's somehow become her partner. Why are you doing this? She asks. What do you mean? You could run, disappear, take your loyalists and rebuild somewhere else. Why risk everything for this? He's quiet for a long moment. Because my brother showed me who I really am. And who's that? Someone who needs to be better. Someone who's been coasting on fear and legacy instead of earning loyalty. Someone who built an empire and forgot why. And why did you build it? To protect people, to give jobs to people who had none, to create order in chaos. He pauses. But somewhere along the way, I became the chaos. So this is redemption? This is correction. Alani nods. I can work with that. At 22:45, they gear up. Scrubs, badges, weapons concealed under medical coats. Min-jun drives them to the clinic, parks 2 blocks away. Shift change is in 10 minutes, he says. You'll have a window. Use it. Kyung-Soo and Alani get out, walk toward the clinic like they belong there. 2 tired medical workers. End of a long shift. Nothing suspicious. They reach the entrance. The guard barely looks up. Alani swipes her badge. It works. They're in. The lobby is quiet, empty. They head for the service elevator, swipe the keycard. The doors open. They step inside. Alani presses B2. The elevator descends. Kyung-Soo checks his weapon. Once we're in the server room, I'll extract the data. You watch the door. How long? 5 minutes. Min-jun said we have 10. I'm being conservative. The elevator stops. Doors open. Sub-level 2 is darker, colder, less hospital, more bunker. They move down the corridor, past storage rooms, past maintenance closets, to a door marked server room, authorized personnel only. Alani swipes the keycard. Red light. Access denied. She tries again. Red light. Min-jun's card isn't working, she whispers. Try yours. She swipes her old badge. Green light. The door unlocks. They exchange a look. Why would my badge still work? Alani asks. I don't know. This feels wrong. Everything about this feels wrong. We're here now. We finish it. He pushes the door open. Inside, rows of servers, blinking lights, the hum of processors, and sitting at a terminal, waiting for them. Jae-sung. He smiles. Hello, Hyung. Right on time. Behind them, the door slams shut, locks. 6 men emerge from the shadows, armed, trained. They're surrounded. Kyung-Soo doesn't reach for his weapon. He knows better. 6 guns already aimed at his head. Moving would be suicide. Alani's hands stay visible, empty, steady. Years of military training screaming in her head. Assess, adapt, survive. Jae-sung stands slowly, casually, like he's greeting guests at a dinner party. I have to admit, Hyung, I'm impressed. You made it almost 60 hours. That's longer than I expected. You knew we'd come, Kyung-Soo says. Of course, you're predictable. Always have been. Bold when you should be cautious. Emotional when you should be strategic. And you've always been a coward who hides behind other people's guns. Jae-sung's smile doesn't falter, but his eyes go cold. Disarm them. 2 of the gunmen move forward, take Kyung-Soo's pistol, his knife, his phone. Then they turn to Alani, find her weapon, her backup blade, her phone. One of them reaches for her bag. She tenses. The laptop is in there. the USB drive, everything. Don't, she says quietly. The gunman looks at Jae-sung. Take it, Jae-sung says. The man pulls out the laptop, the drive, hands them to Jae-sung. Jae-sung examines the USB drive like it's a curiosity, a toy. 9 months of work, all on this tiny thing. Technology is remarkable, isn't it? He pockets it. Hey, Alani starts. Quiet. One of the gunmen presses his weapon against her temple. She goes silent. Jae-sung walks to Kyung-Soo. They're the same height, same build, brothers. I gave you a chance, Hyung. I called you, offered you a way out, retirement, peace, life. You offered me surrender. Same thing. Not to me. Jae-sung sighs. That's always been your problem. You think honor matters. You think loyalty is real. You think people follow you because they believe in you. They do. They did. Past tense. Because you're weak. Because you refuse to evolve. Because you hold on to outdated codes like they're sacred. He gestures to the room. This is the future, Hyung. Digital networks, cryptocurrency, global operations. You can't run an empire on handshakes and blood oaths anymore. The world moved on. You didn't. So you decided to move on without me. I decided to save what we built before you destroyed it with your sentimentality. Kyung-Soo's jaw tightens. What about Mother? What would she think of this? Jae-sung's face hardens. Don't. She raised us to be brothers, to protect each other, She's dead. Jae-sung's voice cracks. She's been dead for 3 years, and you know what her last words to me were? Take care of your brother, not take care of the empire, not protect the legacy. She asked me to take care of you. His hand shakes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm taking care of you the only way you'll allow, by removing you before you get us all killed. Silence. Alani watches the exchange, sees the pain beneath Jae-sung's anger. This isn't just ambition, this is grief wearing a mask. You don't have to do this, she says quietly. Jae-sung turns to her. And what would you know about it, Ms. Baptiste? I know what it's like to lose someone and blame yourself, to think that controlling everything will prevent it from happening again. Spare me the psychology. I know what it's like to make the wrong choice because it feels like the only choice. I'm making the right choice. By murdering your brother? By saving an empire. You're not saving anything. You're burning it down and calling it progress. Jae-sung's hand moves to his hip, pulls a pistol, points it at Alani's face. You have cost me everything. My plans, my alliances, my timeline. The consortium is losing patience. Your interference has made me look weak, incompetent. Good. His finger tightens on the trigger. Kyung-Soo moves, fast, throws himself at the gunman nearest to him. The man's weapon discharges. Bullet hits the ceiling. Chaos erupts. Kyung-Soo gets his hands on the gun, twists, breaks the man's wrist, takes the weapon, fires. 2 guards drop. Jae-sung dives behind a server rack. Alani moves, kicks the legs out from under the guard beside her. He goes down. She takes his knife, drives it into his throat. Muscle memory. Afghanistan, hostile territory. Kill or be killed. She rolls, grabs his weapon. 3 guards left, plus Jae-sung. Kyung-Soo is behind cover now, exchanging fire. Alani flanks, comes up behind 1 guard. 2 shots, center mass. He drops. 2 guards left. They're trained, professional, not panicking. 1 throws a flashbang. The room explodes in light and sound. Alani's vision whites out. Her ears ring. She stumbles. Hands grab her, slam her against a server rack. A fist connects with her ribs. She gasps, can't breathe. Another hit. Kidney. Pain erupts. She's going to pass out. No. She finds the scalpel in her pocket, the one she always carries, drives it into her attacker's thigh. He screams, releases her. She drops, rolls. Her vision is clearing. She sees Kyung-Soo, fighting hand-to-hand with the last guard. They're evenly matched, both trained, both brutal. The guard gets a hand on Kyung-Soo's throat, squeezes. Kyung-Soo's face goes red. Alani raises her stolen weapon. Can't shoot. They're too close together. She throws the gun, hits the guard in the head. He staggers. Kyung-Soo breaks free, snaps the man's neck. He drops. Silence, except for their ragged breathing and footsteps running, coming from the corridor outside. Reinforcements. "We need to move," Alani gasps. Kyung-Soo is bleeding from a cut above his eye. "Where's my brother?" Alani scans the room. The server rack where Jae-sung was hiding is empty. Gone. He took the USB drive. "I know. That was everything. I have backups." "Where?" "Not here. We need to leave. Now." The footsteps are closer. Maybe 30 seconds. Kyung-Soo grabs a weapon from one of the dead guards. Alani takes another. They move to the door. It's still locked. Electronic, biometric. "Can you override it?" Kyung-Soo asks. "Not in 30 seconds. He shoots the control panel. Sparks fly. The lock disengages. They burst into the corridor. 6 more guards coming from the left. "Right!" Alani shouts. They run. Behind them, gunfire. Bullets spark off walls. They reach a junction. Emergency stairs. They take them. Up. 1 floor, 2, ground level. They can hear voices above and below now, trapped between floors. "There," Kyung-Soo points. A service door. Marked maintenance. They go through. Into a mechanical room. Pipes, boilers, ventilation ducts, and a small window, ground level. Alani tests it. Unlocked. "You first," Kyung-Soo says. She climbs through, hits the ground outside. It's the back of the building, loading dock area. Kyung-Soo follows. They run. Across the lot, into the shadows. Behind them, alarms are blaring. Lights are coming on. The clinic is waking up. They reach the street. No sign of Min-jun's van. "Where is he?" Alani asks. "I don't know." "They can't stay here. Too exposed." "This way," Kyung-Soo says. They run into the night. They make it 3 blocks before Alani has to stop. Her ribs are screaming. Every breath is fire. She leans against a wall, tries not to vomit. Kyung-Soo checks her. "You're hurt." "I'm fine." "You're not fine." "I can walk." "You can barely breathe." He lifts her shirt. Her side is already bruising, dark purple, spreading. "Might be cracked," he says. "It's not cracked." "How do you know?" "Because cracked feels different. This is just deep tissue trauma." "Just." He pulls out his phone, realizes it's gone. "We need to contact Min-jun." "How? They took our phones." "There's a pay phone 2 blocks from here. Old school. I used to use it for—" He stops. "Doesn't matter." They walk, slower now. Alani is limping. Kyung-Soo supports her weight. They reach the payphone. It's covered in graffiti. Smells like urine. But it works. Kyung-Soo dials. Waits. "Min-jun? It's me. We're compromised. Need extraction." He listens. "What do you mean you can't? We had a plan." His face goes dark. "I understand." He hangs up. "What happened?" Alani asks. "Min-jun says there's a kill order. My brother put a bounty on both of us. 5 million won. Everyone in the organization is hunting us." "Including Min-jun?" "He says no, but he can't risk extraction. Too many eyes, too much heat. So we're on our own. We've always been on our own." Alani leans against the phone booth, tries to think through the pain. "The factory. We can get back to the factory, regroup, contact the loyalists from there." "The factory is compromised. Min-jun knew about it. If he talks—" "He won't." "You don't know that." "I know loyalty when I see it. Loyalty gets you killed. Cynicism gets you killed." They're both exhausted, both hurt, both out of options. "Fine," Kyung-Soo says. "The factory. But we don't go direct. We take a route my brother won't predict." "Which route?" "Through Itaewon. The noodle shop I mentioned. The owner owes me a favor." "What kind of favor?" "The kind that doesn't expire." They start walking. It takes an hour. Every step is agony for Alani. But she doesn't complain, doesn't slow down. This is what she signed up for. This is the cost of the war. The noodle shop is closed when they arrive. 3:47 a.m. Kyung-Soo knocks on the back door. Waits. Knocks again. A light comes on inside. The door opens a crack. An old woman peers out. Her eyes widen when she sees Kyung-Soo. She says something in rapid Korean. He responds. She looks at Alani, then she opens the door wider, gestures them inside. The shop is small, cramped. Smells like garlic and sesame oil. The woman locks the door behind them, speaks to Kyung-Soo. He nods, turns to Alani. Her name is Mrs. Kang. She's going to help us. How? Her son was part of my organization. 6 years ago, he stole from me. $500,000 won. I was going to kill him. But you didn't. Mrs. Kang came to me, begged, offered to pay back every one herself. It would have taken her 20 years. So what did you do? I told her son if he worked for me for 2 years, legitimate work, no stealing, the debt was cleared. He did. He's clean now, runs a restaurant in Busan. Mrs. Kang brings them food, soup, rice, tea. They eat. First real food in what feels like days. After she brings medical supplies, bandages, antiseptic, pain medication. She tends to Alani's ribs with practiced hands. She was a nurse, Kyung-Soo translates, before she opened the shop. Of course she was, Alani says. Mrs. Kang wraps her ribs tightly. It helps, a little. Then she gives them both pills. For pain, Kyung-Soo says. They take them. Mrs. Kang leads them to a back room, a storage area, bags of rice, cooking supplies, and a trap door. She opens it. Beneath, a small cellar. During the war, Kyung-Soo explains, families built these. Hiding places. This one's been here 70 years. Mrs. Kang speaks again. Kyung-Soo nods. She says we can stay until it's safe. When will that be? He doesn't answer. They descend into the cellar. It's dark, cold, barely big enough for 2 people. But it's safe. Mrs. Kang closes the trap door above them. They're left in darkness. Alani's phone is gone. The USB drive is gone. Their weapons are gone. Everything they built, gone. We failed, she says quietly. We're alive. For how long? Long enough to finish this. How? We have nothing. We have each other. She almost laughs. That's not reassuring. It's all we have. Silence. Then Alani speaks. I have another backup. What? The data. I told you I have backups. I wasn't lying. Where? Cloud storage, encrypted, distributed across 6 servers. Your brother has the USB drive, but he doesn't have the access codes. He can't open it. How long before he cracks it? If he has good hackers, 72 hours, maybe less. So we have 3 days. We have 3 days. Kyung-Soo leans back against the cold, stone wall. The rally, shelter, that's in, he checks his watch. 42 hours. You think anyone will come? I don't know. If they don't, then we die, but we take my brother with us. Alani closes her eyes. Exhaustion is finally catching up. Wake me in 4 hours, she says. I will. Kyung-Soo? Yes? Why did you spare Mrs. Kang's son? He's quiet for a moment. Because my mother asked me to. Your mother? She saw me the day I was going to kill him, asked me why. I told her. She said, mercy isn't weakness. It's the only thing that separates us from animals. And you listened. I always listened to her. Your brother didn't. My brother stopped listening the day she died. Silence again. Then Alani says, we're going to win this. You sound certain. I have to be. Otherwise, what's the point? Kyung-Soo doesn't argue. In the darkness, surrounded by enemies, hunted by an empire, broken and bleeding, they sleep and dream of victory. Alani wakes to voices above, muffled, urgent, Korean. She sits up. Pain shoots through her ribs. Kyung-Soo is already awake, listening. What are they saying? She whispers. Police. asking Mrs. Kang if she's seen us. What's she telling them? That she hasn't opened the shop in 2 days. She's been sick. Footsteps overhead, heavy boots, moving through the restaurant, searching. Alani holds her breath. The footsteps come closer, stop directly above the trap door. Someone's standing on it. She can hear Mrs. Kang's voice, loud, insistent, then laughter. The footsteps move away, recede. The front door opens, closes. Silence. Kyung-Soo exhales. She told them she keeps kimchi down here, offered to show them. They declined. Smart? Survival instinct. She's lived through 3 governments and 2 wars. She knows how to lie to authority. Minutes pass. Then the trapdoor opens. Light floods in. Mrs. Kang's face appears. She speaks rapidly. "They're gone," Kyung-Soo translates, "but they'll be back. They're searching every business in Itaewon." "How much time do we have?" "An hour, maybe 2. They climb out of the cellar. Mrs. Kang has prepared food again. More soup, rice balls, tea. They eat standing. Alani checks her watch. 7:23 a.m., 31 hours until the rally. "We need to move," she says. "Where?" "The factory. We have to risk it. If it's compromised, then we die there instead of in a noodle shop. At least at the factory we have the evidence, the weapons cache, a defensible position." Kyung-Soo considers. "How do we get there without being seen?" Mrs. Kang speaks, points to the back of the shop. "She has a delivery van," Kyung-Soo says. "She uses it for supply runs." "Can we borrow it?" he asks. Mrs. Kang nods, hands him keys. Then she grabs his wrist, speaks intensely. Kyung-Soo's face softens. "What did she say?" Alani asks. "She said her son is the man he is because I showed him mercy. She's praying I receive the same." "Tell her thank you." He does. Mrs. Kang touches his face. Then she hands him something, a rosary. He takes it. They leave through the back door. The van is old, rusty, smells like fish and vegetables, perfect camouflage. Kyung-Soo drives. Alani navigates using a paper map Mrs. Kang gave them. They take side streets, avoid main roads. Seoul is waking up. Morning traffic, commuters, street vendors, normal life. While they run for theirs, they pass a newsstand. The headline on the morning paper, "Gang War Erupts in Gangnam, Police Seek 2 Suspects Beneath It." Grainy security camera photos. Kyung-Soo, Alani, both blurred but recognizable. "We're famous," Alani mutters. "We're dead if anyone recognizes us." She pulls her hood up, sinks lower in her seat. They drive for 40 minutes, reach the industrial district. The factory looms ahead, looks unchanged. No police tape, no surveillance vehicles. Either it's clean or it's a trap. "Circle the block," Alani says. Kyung-Soo does, once, twice. No unusual activity. "What do you think?" he asks. "I think we don't have a choice." They park behind the building, same spot as before. Exit the van. Kyung-Soo has a tire iron from the back. Alani has a kitchen knife Mrs. Kang gave her. Not ideal weapons, but better than nothing. They approach the side entrance. The broken lock is still broken. Door opens easily. Too easily. They enter. The factory is silent, empty. Their footsteps echo on concrete. Alani leads the way to the evidence room. The door is closed. She opens it. Everything is still there. Filing cabinets, plastic bins, folders untouched. "Either your brother doesn't know about this place," Alani says, "or he's waiting for us to—" A sound. Behind them. They spin. A figure emerges from the shadows. Min-Jun. He's alone. Hands raised. "Don't shoot," he says in English. Kyung-Soo lowers the tire iron slightly. "What are you doing here?" "Waiting. I couldn't extract you last night. Too dangerous, but I knew you'd come here eventually." "How did you know we'd survive?" "Because you always do." Alani doesn't lower her knife. "Where were you when we needed you?" "Keeping your escape route open. Jae-sung has killed teams on every corner. I had to make sure this place stayed clean." "And did it?" "So far." But they're getting closer. Someone reported the van. Old woman in Itaewon. Said she saw 2 people matching your description. Mrs. Kang wouldn't, not her, a customer, came in this morning, saw the van leaving, called it in. How much time do we have? An hour, maybe less. Kyung-Soo looks at Alani. We need to move the evidence, now. Move it where? Shelter, the rally location. If loyalists are coming, they can help defend it. That's 31 hours away. Then we move it now and wait there. Alani calculates. It's risky, but staying here is riskier. Do it. They work fast, loading filing cabinets into the van, plastic bins, folders, everything. Min-jun helps. Dae-hyun arrives with a second vehicle, a truck. Bigger, they load. Both. 20 minutes. Everything packed. They're pulling out when police sirens wail in the distance, getting closer. Go, Min-jun says. I'll delay them. How? Don't worry about it, just go. Kyung-Soo grabs his arm. Don't get yourself killed. I won't, I'm too old for that. They drive. 2 vehicles, heading to shelter. Behind them, police converge on the factory. Min-jun stands in the entrance, hands up, playing confused janitor, buying them time. Shelter is an abandoned textile factory, 40 kilometers outside Seoul, middle of nowhere, surrounded by rice fields and forgotten industry. They arrive at 10:15 a.m., 29 hours until the rally. The building is massive, 3 stories, brick, windows broken, nature reclaiming it. Inside, open floor plan, rusted machinery, pigeon nests, and silence. They unload the evidence, set up in what used to be the main production floor, filing cabinets against one wall, makeshift command center in the middle. Dae-hyun produces weapons. Hidden in his truck. 2 rifles, 4 pistols, ammunition. Where did you get these? Kyung-Soo asks. Your private cache, the one even Jae-sung doesn't know about. I don't have a private cache. Yes, you do. You told me about it 6 years ago when you were drunk. Said if anything ever happened to you, I should retrieve it. Kyung-Soo blinks. I don't remember that. You were very drunk. Alani checks the weapons, all functional, well maintained. How many rounds? 300, mixed caliber. Not enough if this turns into a siege. Then we better hope your loyalists show up. Alani walks to the windows, looks out over the empty fields. From here, she can see anyone approaching. Miles of visibility. Good defensive position, she says, until they bring helicopters, Dae-hyun notes. Does your brother have helicopters? Alani asks Kyung-Soo. He has access to them. Whether he'll use them is another question. Why wouldn't he? Because it's loud, visible. It draws attention. My brother prefers quiet solutions. Murdering you is hardly quiet. He'll make it look like gang violence. Random. Unfortunate. Not worth investigating. You really think the police won't investigate? I think my brother has been paying the right people for long enough that they'll investigate exactly as much as he wants them to. Alani turns from the window. We need a plan. If your loyalists show up, what's the objective? Retake the organization, eliminate the traitors, expose my brother to the consortium. And if they don't show up, then we survive long enough to make one final play, which is, I go public, press conference, reveal everything, the consortium, the trafficking, my brother's betrayal, burn it all down. That's suicide. That's the point. If we can't win, we deny him victory. Mutually assured destruction. Exactly. Alani sits. Her ribs are aching despite the painkillers. Her body is exhausted, but her mind won't stop. There's a third option, she says, which is, we don't wait for the rally. We go to your brother first. Kyung-Soo stares at her. You want to walk into his compound? Not walk, infiltrate. He thinks we're running, hiding, waiting for help. He's not expecting us to attack. Because it's insane. Because it's the only move he won't see coming. We don't have the resources. We have the evidence. We have weapons. We have 2 men who know the compound layout. She looks at Dae-hyun. You've been there, right? He nods. Many times. Can you draw a map? Yes? Then draw it. Dae-hyun finds paper, starts sketching. Kyung-Soo watches. This is suicide, he says. Everything we've done is suicide. We're still here. Luck doesn't last forever. Neither does your brother's patience. He has a kill order on us. 5 million won. How long before someone gets lucky? How long before we're cornered somewhere with no escape? So your solution is to corner ourselves? My solution is to control the terrain. Choose the battlefield. Make him react to us instead of the other way around. Kyung-Soo is quiet. Then, when? Tonight, before the rally, while he's preparing for tomorrow. He'll have security. Good, then we'll know where his men are. Dae-hyun finishes the map, lays it on a table. The compound is large. Main house, guest house, security barracks, garage, all surrounded by walls, cameras, guards. How many security personnel? Alani asks. Normally, 20, but with the manhunt, could be 40, maybe 50. And inside the main house? Family quarters are on the second floor. Jae-sung's office is on the third. Where would he keep the USB drive? His office. He has a safe, biometric lock. Can we bypass it? Not without his fingerprint or retinal scan. Then we need him alive. You want to kidnap him? I want to leverage him, force him to open the safe, retrieve the drive, then we decide if he lives. Kyung-Soo studies the map. The garage connects to the main. House through an underground tunnel. Service entrance, minimal security. How do you know? I designed it 10 years ago. Escape route in case of attack. Does your brother know about it? No, it was my secret. I never told anyone. Not even your brother? Especially not my brother. Even then, I knew. Some part of me knew he couldn't be trusted. Alani traces the tunnel on the map. This is our way in. And our way out? Same route. Fast exit. We'll have Dae-hyun waiting with vehicles. What about me? Min-jun asks. Everyone turns. He's standing in the doorway, bruised, bloodied, but alive. You made it, Kyung-Soo says. Barely. Police detained me for 3 hours. Wanted to know what I was doing at the factory. I told them I was squatting. Homeless. They believed me. You're hurt. I've been hurt before. He joins them at the table. What's the plan? Alani explains. Infiltrate the compound. Retrieve the USB drive. Extract before reinforcements arrive. Min-jun listens. Then nods. I'm in. You don't have to. I'm in. You need 4 people for this. 2 to breach. 2 to extract. I'm extract. This isn't your fight. It became my fight the moment Jae-sung tried to kill you. He's not just betraying you. He's betraying everyone who built this with you. Everyone who believed in the vision. Kyung-Soo looks at each of them. Min-jun, Dae-hyun, Alani. If we do this, some of us won't come back. Then we make sure it counts. Alani says. They spend the next 6 hours preparing, reviewing the map, checking weapons, planning contingencies. At 4:47 p.m. they eat ramen, the cheap kind, from a convenience store 2 miles away. It tastes like cardboard, but it's fuel. At 6 p.m. they gear up, dark clothes, tactical vests, weapons. Alani tapes her ribs tighter. The pain is manageable, barely. At 7:15 p.m. they load into Dae-hyun's truck, drive toward the compound. The sun is setting. Seoul glows on the horizon. Alani looks at Kyung-Soo. Last chance to back. Out. I don't back out. Even when you should. Especially then. She almost smiles. Good. They drive into the night, toward the compound, toward Jae-sung, toward the end of this war. One way or another. The compound sits on a hillside, overlooking a valley, walls 12 feet high, cameras on every corner, guards patrolling in pairs. Dae-hyun parks half a mile away, hidden behind a tree line. They approach on foot, silent, practiced. The garage entrance is on the east side. hidden behind landscaping, looks like a storage shed. But beneath it, tunnel access. Kyung-Soo has the code, punches it in. The door clicks, opens, stairs descend into darkness. They enter, single file. Kyung-Soo leads, Alani second, Min-Jun third. Dae-hyun stays with the truck, escape driver. The tunnel is narrow, cold, concrete walls. Their footsteps echo softly. 100 meters, 200, 300. They reach the end. Another door. This one requires a key. Kyung-Soo produces a small metal key from inside his shirt, on a chain, around his neck. "You've been wearing this the whole time?" Alani whispers. "Always." He unlocks the door. It opens into a maintenance room, cleaning supplies, tools, utility sink, empty. They move through, into a corridor, the compound's basement, wine cellar, storage, mechanical systems, still empty. "Where is everyone?" Min-Jun whispers. "Above us," Kyung-Soo says. "Third floor. Jae-sung holds meetings there." "How do we get up without being seen?" "Service elevator. Staff use it. We look like staff. We blend." They find the elevator, press the button. Wait, the doors open, empty. They step inside. Kyung-Soo presses 3. The elevator ascends. Alani's hand is on her weapon, ready. The elevator stops. Doors open. They step into a hallway, plush carpet, art on walls, expensive. And at the far end, Jae-sung's office. Door closed. 2 guards outside, armed, alert. Alani looks at Kyung-Soo. He nods. They move. Kyung-Soo and Alani walk down the hallway. Not running, not hiding, walking, like they belong. The guards see them, tense. Hands move toward weapons. Kyung-Soo speaks in Korean, casual, bored. The guards relax slightly. One responds. Kyung-Soo laughs, steps closer. The guard smiles. Kyung-Soo drives a knife into his throat, silent, efficient. The second guard reaches for his gun. Alani is faster. 2 shots, suppressed, center mass. He drops. Both guards down in under 3 seconds. Min-Jun drags the bodies into a nearby room, closes the door. Kyung-Soo stands at the office door, listens. Voices inside, multiple. Jae-sung is not alone. "How many?" Alani whispers. 3, maybe 4. "Can we wait them out?" "No, someone will find the guards." "Then we go in hard." Kyung-Soo tests the handle, locked. He steps back, kicks. The door explodes inward. They enter, fast, weapons raised. Jae-sung is behind his desk. 3 men with him, consortium representatives. Alani recognizes them from her research. Yakuza, Triad, Bratva. All armed, all dangerous. For a moment, no one moves. Then Jae-sung laughs. "Hyung, I should have known. You never could resist a dramatic entrance." Everyone, weapons on the desk, now. No one moves. I said now. The Yakuza representative speaks, heavily accented English. "You are 1 man with a gun. We are 4. The math is not in your favor." "I'm not 1 man." Min-Jun steps through the door behind them, rifle raised. "Now it's 2 against 4, the representative says. "Still bad math," Alani says, entering with her weapon. "But improving." Jae-soo's smile fades. "You're surrounded. My men are everywhere. You can't. Your men are dead or loyal to me. You're the one who's surrounded. You're bluffing." "Am I?" Kyung-Soo pulls out his phone, not the one that was taken. A backup. Shows Jae-sung the screen. Messages. Dozens. From loyalists. All saying the same thing. Awaiting orders. "Ready to move." "Say the word." Jae-sung's face goes pale. "That's impossible. You control the traitors. I control everyone else." "How?" "Because I've been building a parallel network for 6 years. Since Mother died. Since I realized you were becoming someone I didn't recognize." Jae-sung stands. "This is insane. You can't just..." "Sit down." The command is steel. Jae-sung sits. "Weapons," Kyung-Soo repeats, on the desk. Slowly, the consortium representatives comply. 3 pistols. Alani collects them, clears them, tosses them aside. Good. Now we talk. Kyung-Soo keeps his weapon trained on his brother. Where's the USB drive? What USB drive? Don't play games. The one you took from the clinic. The one with 9 months of evidence. Where is it? Safe place. Where? Why should I tell you? Because if you don't, I'll let Ms. Baptiste ask, and her methods are less polite than mine. Alani steps forward. The drive. Now. Jae-sung looks at her. You're very impressive, Ms. Baptiste. Former military, forensic accountant, embedded operative. You've built quite the resume. The drive. I have to ask, was it worth it? All this effort, all this risk, just to take down a trafficking network? Yes. Why? Because people like you exist, and someone has to stop you. People like me keep the world running. We provide services governments can't. We facilitate transactions that you murder children. Silence. I've never murdered a child. But you've profited from it. You've enabled it. You've built an empire on their bodies. Jae-sung's jaw tightens. That's oversimplifying. Where is the drive? He doesn't answer. Alani walks to the desk, opens drawers, searches. Nothing. She looks at the wall. There's a safe, hidden behind a painting. There, she says. Jae-sung's eyes flick to it. Confirmation. Kyung-Soo moves to the safe. Biometric lock, fingerprint and retinal scan. Open it. No. Jae-sung, no. If I open that safe, you'll take everything and kill me. At least this way I have leverage. You have nothing. I have time. Your loyalists may be rallying, but mine are already here. How long do you think it'll take before they breach this room? As if summoned, there's noise. Distant. Shouts. Footsteps. Running. Sounds like your time is up, Young. Kyung-Soo doesn't flinch. Min-jun, bar the door. Min-jun moves, slides a heavy bookshelf in front of the entrance. It won't hold forever, but it'll buy time. Kyung-Soo grabs Jae-sung, drags him to the safe. Open it, or I start shooting body parts until you do. You won't. Try me. Jae-sung meets his brother's eyes, sees something there, something final. He presses his thumb to the scanner, leans in for the retinal scan. The safe clicks, opens. Inside, the USB drive, documents, cash, and a pistol. Jae-sung reaches for it. Kyung-Soo is faster, grabs his wrist, slams it against the desk. Bones crack. Jae-sung screams. Alani takes the USB drive, pockets it. Got it, we need to leave now. The door rattles. Someone's trying to force it open. Voices outside. Korean. Urgent. Kyung-Soo. I know. He looks at his brother. At the man who tried to poison him, who betrayed everything they built, who chose power over family. I should kill you, Kyung-Soo says quietly, but you won't, because you're weak. No, because you're not worth it. He hits Jae-sung, hard. His brother collapses, unconscious. The Yakuza representative moves, trying to rush Kyung-Soo while he's distracted. Alani shoots him, twice. He drops. The Triad and Bratva representatives freeze. Anyone else? Alani asks. No one moves. Good. On the floor. Hands behind your heads. They comply. Min-jun zip ties them. The door is shaking now, something heavy ramming against it. We need another way out, Alani says. Kyung-Soo scans the room. The window. We're 3 floors up. There's a balcony, fire escape. Where? He points. Behind the desk, floor-to-ceiling windows, curtains drawn. Alani pulls them aside. Balcony. Small. Overlooking the gardens. And, yes, fire escape. Old. Rusty. But there. Go, Kyung-Soo says. Alani opens the window, climbs out. Min-jun follows. Kyung-Soo takes one last look at his brother, unconscious, broken, alive. Goodbye, Jae-sung. He follows Alani and Min-jun. Behind them, the door finally gives. Men pour into the office, shouting. Kyung-Soo is already on the fire escape, descending. Gunfire erupts. Bullets ping off metal. They move faster. Second floor, first floor, ground level. They hit the garden, run, across manicured lawns, past fountains, toward the wall. Behind them, guards are mobilizing. Dozens, all armed. The tunnel? Min-jun gasps. Too far. We need the wall. They reach it. 12 feet high. No handholds. Boost, Kyung-Soo says. Alani steps into his cupped hands. He lifts. She grabs the top of the wall, pulls herself up. Her ribs scream. She ignores it, reaches down, helps Min-jun, then Kyung-Soo. They're over. Drop to the other side. Land hard. Keep running. The tree line is 200 meters. They sprint. Gunfire behind them. A bullet grazes Alani's shoulder. She stumbles, keeps running. Min-jun is hit. Leg. He goes down. Leave me. No. Kyung-Soo grabs him, drags him forward. Alani provides cover, fires blindly behind them, forces the pursuers to seek cover. They reach the trees. Dae-hyun has the truck running. Doors open. They pile in. He floors it. The truck rockets down the dirt road. Behind them, headlights. Pursuit vehicles. How many? Dae-hyun asks. 3, Alani says, looking back. Hold on. He takes a hard turn, off-road, through underbrush. The truck bounces violently. Alani tends to Min-jun's leg, through and through, clean. She applies pressure. You'll live. Not how I wanted to spend my evening. None of us did. Kyung-Soo is on his phone, sending messages. Rally point is active. I'm telling everyone to converge. Now, emergency protocol. Will they come? We're about to find out. They drive for 40 minutes. Shaking the pursuit, taking back roads, finally reach shelter, 1:23 a.m. The building is dark, empty. Where is everyone? Min-jun asks. We're early. Rally isn't until sunset today. We can't wait that long. Jae-sung knows we have the drive. He'll come with everything. Then we prepare. They unload, get Min-jun inside, set up a triage area. Alani treats his leg properly. Her shoulder is bleeding. Just a graze. She cleans it, bandages it, keeps moving. Kyung-Soo fortifies the entrances, barricades defensive positions. They have weapons, ammunition, and 9 months of evidence. If they die here, at least it means something. At 3:47 a.m., headlights approach. Everyone tenses, weapons ready. A vehicle pulls up, stops. Doors open. 4 people emerge, hands raised. Don't shoot. We're loyalists. Kyung-Soo recognizes them. Jin-ho, Soo-min, Chang, Hai-jun. We got your message. Came as fast as we could. The rally isn't until... We know, but we figured you needed help sooner than that. Relief washes over Kyung-Soo's face. You figured right. They enter. See the evidence, the setup, the preparations for war. What do you need? Jin-ho asks. Everything. At 5:15 a.m., more arrive. 8 people, then 12. By 7 a.m., there are 37. By noon, 83. By 3 p.m., 147. They keep coming. Captains, enforcers, accountants, drivers, everyone who believed in the original vision, everyone who was tired of Jae-sung's corruption, everyone who remembered what the organization used to be. Kyung-Soo stands on a loading platform, looks at the assembled crowd. Thank you for coming. Silence. I know what you've risked, coming here, defying my brother. Some of you have families, careers, lives that don't involve this war. He pauses. I'm giving you one last chance. Anyone who wants to leave, leave now. No judgment, no consequences. Just go. No one moves. Are you sure? Because what's coming, it's not going to be clean. It's not going to be easy. People are going to die, and I can't guarantee it'll be the right people. Still, no one moves. Jin-ho steps forward. We're not here because we have to be. We're here because we choose to be. Because you built something worth fighting for, and because Jae-sung is destroying it. Murmurs of agreement. We're with you, Soo-min says. Until the end, Kyung-Soo nods. Then let's win this. They spend the afternoon preparing. Alani briefs key personnel on the evidence, shows them the files, the bank records, the trafficking routes. This is what we're fighting against, not just Jae-sung, the entire consortium. They've been using your organization as a front, profiting from your work, and killing anyone who gets in their way. Faces harden. This isn't just about loyalty anymore. This is about principle. At 6:47 p.m., the scouts report. Vehicles approaching. Lots of them. How many? 20, maybe more. Kyung-Soo climbs to the roof, looks through binoculars. A convoy. Black SUVs, tactical vans. Jae-sung's forces. Maybe 200 people. Against their 147, the odds aren't great, but they're better than yesterday. Kyung-Soo descends. They're here. Everyone to positions. People move. Efficiently. Trained. Windows become firing positions. Entrances become kill zones. The factory transforms into a fortress. Alani checks her weapon. Full magazine, 3 backups. Enough to make this count. Kyung-Soo stands beside her. Last chance to run. I don't run. I noticed. Besides, where would I go? Back to Detroit? Is that home? I don't have a home. Haven't for years. Then maybe we'll build you one. She looks at him. After this? If there is an after. There will be. You sound certain. I have to be. Otherwise, what's the point? He smiles. The same line she used days ago. We're going to win, she says, or die trying. Or die trying. They shake hands, like partners, like equals, like two people who've been through hell and refuse to let it break them. Outside, engines rumble, doors slam, voices shout. Jae-sung has arrived, with an army. And inside shelter, Kyung-Soo's loyalists wait. 147 people who chose right over easy, who chose principle over profit, who chose their king over the usurper. Kyung-Soo speaks into a radio. Hold fire until they breach. Make every shot count. And remember, we're not fighting for territory. We're fighting for what we believe. That matters. He lowers the radio, looks at Alani. Ready? Ready. Outside, a voice booms through a megaphone. Jae-sung's voice. Hyung, I know you're in there. Come out, we'll talk. Kyung-Soo doesn't respond. I don't want to do this, but you're forcing my hand. Surrender now. Hand over the drive, and I'll let your people walk away. Still silence. Fine. Have it your way. A pause. Then, burn it down. The first Molotov cocktail crashes through a second-story window. Glass shatters. Fire blooms. Then another, and another. Flames lick up the walls. Smoke fills the air. They're trying to burn us out, Jinho shouts. Let them try, Kyung-Soo says. Return fire. Gunfire erupts. From windows, from barricades, from rooftop positions. Jae-sung's forces scatter. Seek cover behind vehicles. Return fire. The battle begins. Alani is positioned at a second-floor window, firing controlled bursts, conserving ammunition, making every shot count. Beside her, Soo-min does the same. How many have you hit? Soo-min asks. 3. You. 2. I'm a better accountant than shooter. You're doing fine. Below, Jae-sung's men advance, using the vehicles as cover, moving in coordinated teams, professional, trained. They reach the main entrance, plant explosives. Clear the entrance, Kyung-Soo shouts. Everyone pulls back. The explosion rocks the building. The door disintegrates. Smoke pours in. Jae-sung's forces enter and walk into a kill zone. Kyung-Soo's people open fire from 3 sides. Crossfire. Devastating. The first wave goes down. 10 men, dead in seconds. The second wave hesitates, pulls back, regroups. They're learning, Alani mutters. The fire is spreading, smoke getting thicker. They can't stay here much longer. Kyung-Soo knows it. Start moving evidence to the trucks. We extract in 5 minutes. We can hold, not forever, and if we lose the evidence, this was all for nothing. He's right. People move, grabbing files, hard drives, documentation, loading it into vehicles parked at the back entrance. the one Jae-sung doesn't know about. Alani covers them, fires, reloads, fires again. Her shoulder is bleeding again. The graze reopened. She ignores it. A figure appears in the smoke, moving fast, heading for the evidence room. Alani tracks him, fires, misses. He's too quick. She pursues, through smoke, through flames, into the evidence room. The figure is already there, grabbing files. She raises her weapon. Stop! He turns. It's not one of Jae-sung's men. It's Dr. Cho, alive, impossibly alive. His face is scarred, burned, but he's breathing. You, Alani breathes. Surprised? You should be. You poisoned me, left me for dead. You tried to kill my patient. I was following orders. From Jae-sung. From people who pay better than Jae-sung. He pulls a gun, points it at her chest. The consortium wants their records back. I'm here to collect. You're working for them. I've always worked for them. The clinic was never Jae-sung's, it was theirs. He was just useful, until he wasn't. And now? Now he's a liability, just like you. He fires. Alani dives. The bullet grazes her leg. She hits the ground, rolls, comes up shooting. 3 rounds. Dr. Cho stumbles. Blood blooms on his chest, but he's still standing, still raising his weapon. Alani is out of ammunition, magazine empty, no time to reload. Dr. Cho smiles through bloody teeth. Guess we both die here. A gunshot. Dr. Cho's head snaps back. He collapses. Behind him, Kyung-Soo, smoking weapon. You okay? Define okay. He helps her up. We're leaving now. They run. Out of the evidence room. Through the smoke, toward the back exit. The last of the files are loaded. Min-jun is already in the lead truck, engine running. Everyone in! Kyung-Soo shouts. People pile into vehicles, 5 trucks total, loaded with evidence, weapons, people. Alani climbs into the lead truck beside Kyung-Soo. He floors it. They burst through the back fence, into the rice fields. Behind them, the factory burns. Jae-sung's forces are still at the front, realizing too late their targets have escaped. Gunfire follows them, distant, ineffective. They're gone. They drive for an hour, taking back roads, splitting up to avoid pursuit, reuniting at a predetermined location, an abandoned quarry, remote, hidden, safe. All 5 trucks arrive. Head count, 139, 8 dead. 12 wounded, but alive, and they have everything. All the evidence, all the files, all the proof. Kyung-Soo stands on the hood of a truck. He addresses his people. We won the battle, but the war isn't over. Faces look up, exhausted, bloodied, but defiant. Jae-sung is still out there. The consortium is still operating, and they're going to come for us with everything they have. Silence. So we have a choice. We can run, disappear, take this evidence and vanish, live quiet lives and hope they never find us. He pauses. Or we can finish this. Expose them. Burn down the consortium. Take back our organization and rebuild it into something worth defending. How? Someone asks. We go public. Tomorrow. Press conference. Every major network. We show the world what the consortium has been doing. The trafficking, the murders, the corruption. We name names. We show faces. We make it impossible for them to hide. That's suicide, Jinho says. The moment we go public, we're targets. We're already targets. But if we expose this, governments will get involved. Police, Interpol, we'll all be arrested. Maybe. Or maybe we become witnesses, protected, useful. You trust the government to protect us? No, but I trust public attention. It's harder to kill someone when the world is watching. Murmurs, debate, fear versus hope. Alani steps forward. He's right. I've spent 3 years gathering this evidence. I've watched children disappear, families destroyed, lives ruined, all in silence, all in shadows. Her voice strengthens. The consortium survives because nobody talks, because victims are afraid, because witnesses disappear. But we're not victims, we're not afraid, and we're not disappearing. She holds up the USB drive. This is power, real power. The kind that doesn't come from guns or money, the kind that comes from truth, and tomorrow we're going to use it. Like this story? Drop a comment below and tell me which twist hit hardest. Your thoughts fuel the next chapter. Silence. Then Jin-ho steps forward. I'm in. Soo-min follows. Me too. One by one, hands raise. In. 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 Every single person. Kyung-Soo looks at Alani. Looks like we're doing this. Looks like. They spend the night preparing, organizing files, rehearsing statements, contacting journalists. By dawn, they have confirmations. 5 major networks, 2 international news agencies, and a live stream that will broadcast to millions. The press conference is scheduled for 2 p.m. Location, Seoul City Hall steps. Public, visible, safe. At 1:45 p.m., they arrive. Kyung-Soo, Alani, Jin-ho, Soo-min, and 20 others, armed with evidence and guarded by the loyalists who stayed behind. Cameras are already set up. Journalists waiting, curious, skeptical. They don't know what's coming. At 2 p.m., Kyung-Soo steps to the microphone. My name is An Kyung-Soo. For the past 15 years, I have operated a criminal organization in Seoul. Gasps. Cameras flash. I am here today to confess my crimes and to expose crimes far worse than mine. He nods to Alani. She steps forward, opens her laptop, projects images. Onto a screen behind them. Photos of children, victims, crime scenes. For 3 years, I have been investigating an international trafficking network known as the Consortium. They operate in 6 countries. They traffic organs, children, labor. They have murdered over 200 people. She clicks. Bank records appear. They launder money through legitimate businesses, medical clinics, construction companies, charities. Click. Photos of consortium members. These are the people responsible. She names them. One by one, Yakuza leaders, triad bosses, Russian oligarchs, and others, politicians, businessmen, police officials, people who thought they were untouchable. The journalists are scrambling now, recording everything, broadcasting live. This evidence will be distributed to Interpol, the FBI, Korean National Police, and every major news agency worldwide. Kyung-Soo steps forward again. I am guilty of many things. Violence, extortion, smuggling. I do not deny this. I will face justice for my crimes. He pauses. But I will not be silent about theirs. A journalist shouts a question. Why should we believe you? You're a criminal. Because I have nothing left to lose. Because my own brother tried to kill me to protect these people. And because... He pulls out a phone, plays a recording. Jae-sung's voice, clear, unmistakable, discussing organ prices, trafficking routes, murder contracts. The crowd goes silent. This is not about redemption. This is about accountability. More questions, more chaos. But the message is out. Broadcast to millions, recorded, documented, undeniable. At 2:47 p.m., police arrive. Sirens wailing, surrounding the steps. An officer approaches with a megaphone. An Kyung-Soo, you are under arrest. Kyung-Soo doesn't resist, holds out his wrists. I know. They cuff him, lead him toward a police van. But as he walks, something happens. People start clapping. Not everyone, but enough. Citizens who watched the broadcast, who saw the evidence, who recognize courage when they see it. The applause grows, not because Kyung-Soo is innocent, but because he chose truth over survival. What happens next will shock you. Follow for the final resolution. You won't believe how this ends. Alani is arrested too. So are the others. They're loaded into vans, taken to police headquarters, separated, questioned. Alani's interrogation lasts 6 hours. She tells them everything, her investigation, her evidence, her methods. The detective taking her statement is skeptical. You embedded yourself in a criminal organization for 9 months? Yes. Without authorization? Without backup? I had authorization. From myself. That's not how law enforcement works. I'm not law enforcement. I'm a civilian witness. You killed people. In self-defense, every incident is documented. She slides a file across the table. This contains video evidence, audio recordings, witness statements, everything you need to verify my account. The end detective opens it, reads. His expression changes. This is extensive. 3 years of work. Why didn't you come to us sooner? Because the consortium has people inside the Korean National Police, inside Interpol, inside government agencies across 6 countries. If I'd come to you, the evidence would have disappeared, along with me. And now? Now it's public. Now it's too big to bury. Now you have to act. He closes the file. Wait here. He leaves. Alani waits. 4 hours pass. Then the door opens. Not the detective. A woman. 50s. Sharp suit. Government ED. Ms. Baptiste, my name is Park Min-ji. I'm with the Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission. Alani stands. Am I being charged? That depends. Are you willing to testify? Against who? Everyone. 6 months later, the trials are still ongoing. 47 arrests across 6 countries. Consortium leadership decimated. Trafficking networks dismantled. Jae Sung is in custody, awaiting trial, facing life, imprisonment. The organization he tried to steal is being dissolved, assets seized, operations shut down. Kyung-Soo cooperated fully, testified against his own people. In exchange, reduced sentence. 15 years, eligible for parole in 8. He's in a minimum security facility, allowed visitors. Alani visits. Once a month, they talk through glass about the trials, the media coverage, the impact. 217 victims identified, 73 rescued. It's not enough, but it's something. How are you holding up? Alani asks during one visit. Better than I deserve. That's not true, isn't it? I built an empire on violence. People died because of me. People lived because of you too. The orphanages you funded, the community centers, the families you helped. That doesn't erase what I did. No, but it counts. He's quiet. What about you? What's next? Alani smiles. I got a job offer, Interpol, consultant position, helping them identify and dismantle trafficking. Networks. You gonna take it? I don't know. Part of me wants to. Part of me wants to disappear. Buy a house somewhere quiet. Grow tomatoes. You don't seem like a tomato person. I could be. You'd be bored in a week. She laughs. Probably. Take the job, Alani. You're good at this. The world needs people like you. People like me get killed. People like you save lives. She meets his eyes through the glass. You saved mine, he says quietly. That blood bag, that split-second decision. You didn't know me, didn't owe me anything, but you chose to act. I'm a nurse. It's what we do. It's more than that. You saw someone dying and you refused to let it happen, even when it cost you everything. He reaches into his shirt, pulls out something on a chain. A pendant. Small. Ruby. Shaped like a blood bag. I had this made 6 months ago, before sentencing. He holds it up to the glass. It's for you, but they won't let me give it to you until I'm out. Alani's throat tightens. Kyung-Soo, the world tried to poison me. You gave me a new life. From today, from that day, my blood is yours. She presses her hand against the glass. He mirrors it. When you get out, she says, we'll finish what we started. What's that? Building something worth defending. Deal, the guard signals. Time's up. Kyung-Soo stands. See you next month? See you next month. He walks away. Alani watches him go. Then she leaves the prison, steps into Seoul sunlight. Her phone buzzes. A message from Park Min-ji. Interpol position confirmed. Start date, Your choice. We need you. Alani looks at the message, looks at the city, thinks about tomatoes, about quiet, about peace. Then she thinks about the 217 victims, the 73 rescued, the thousands more still out there, still trapped, still waiting for someone to notice, someone to care, someone to act. She types a response. I'll start Monday. She pockets her phone, walks toward the subway, toward her apartment, toward whatever comes next. Behind her, the prison fades into the cityscape. Inside, Kyung-Soo sits in his cell, the ruby pendant in his hand, waiting for 8 years, for parole, for the chance to rebuild, not an empire, something better, something earned, something real. 3 years later, Alani is in Geneva, Interpol headquarters. She's presenting findings to the International Trafficking Task Force. 73 networks identified, 12 dismantled, 431 victims recovered. It's not enough, but it's something. After the presentation, she checks her phone, a message from an unknown number. Parole approved. I'm out, Team K. Her heart jumps. She types, "Where are you?" "Seoul, same noodle shop. Mrs. Kang says hello." Alani smiles. She books a flight, lands in Seoul 18 hours later, takes a taxi to Itaewon. The noodle shop looks the same, small, cramped, smelling of garlic and memories. She enters. Mrs. Kang is behind the counter. She sees Alani, smiles, points to the back room. Alani walks through. Kyung-Soo is there, older, thinner, but alive. He stands when he sees her. They don't speak, don't need to. He pulls the ruby pendant from his pocket, fastens it around her neck. The blood bag pendant, symbol of survival, of choice, of refusing to let poison win. "It suits you," he says. "It's heavy." Good things usually are. They sit. Mrs. Kang brings soup. They eat and talk about the past 3 years, about the future, about what comes next. "I'm starting something," Kyung-Soo says. "Legitimate, a foundation, helping trafficking victims reintegrate, job training, housing, counseling. That's good. I want you involved. I have a job." "I know, but maybe advisory role when you have time?" Alani considers. "Maybe. I'll take maybe." They finish eating, walk outside. Seoul at night. Millions of lights, millions of lives, most of them safe, some of them saved, because 2 people refuse to look away. Kyung-Soo looks at Alani. "Thank you." "For what?" "For seeing me when I couldn't see myself, for believing I could be better, for not letting me die." "You did the same for me." "How?" "You showed me that redemption is real, that people can change, that choosing right, even when it costs everything, matters." They stand in silence. Then Kyung-Soo speaks. "The blood is yours." Alani touches the pendant. "The blood is ours." And in that moment, 2 people who started as strangers, who became allies, who survived poison and fire and war, who chose each other when the world chose violence, find something they both thought was lost. Hope. Not perfect, not complete, but real. And in a world that traffics in darkness, that peddles in despair, that profits from pain, real hope is revolution. If this story deserves to go viral, prove it. Do all 3. 1. Smash that like button like Kyung-Soo smashing through walls. 2. Subscribe faster than Alani switching those blood bags. 3. Comment with your favorite line from the entire story. Most liked comment gets a shout out in my next video. Ready? Go.